Yo, 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 what's going on? I'm gonna let the room warm up just a little bit more. Give me a minute. I haven't done a live in about 3 weeks, but I hope everybody had a good Christmas and New Year's and ate a lot. Let me see. I'm gonna drop the link right now because it's gonna be an open panel. Let me see. Salute to Buck. I haven't done a live in a minute. I was busy with my family, and now I kind of got a little free time, so I was like, I'll try to start doing my lives again before I go overseas again. So I've just been like a really busy guy, so now I got a little bit of free time to get back on the grind again. So, but I hope you had a good holiday, good Christmas. I hope y'all received the Christmas presents that y'all wanted to. I received a couple of things. Mm, I got my health back. I've been dropping a little bit of weight. All good. Working out, exercising. I think health as well. That's one of the first things I started working out a few months ago. And I went to the gym today and it was packed. But I feel like by the next week, those people that are usually the New Year's resolution guys will stop going. So it shouldn't be too bad next week. Mm. What's going on, QB? Salute to QB in the building. Salute to everybody. It's an open panel. I was gonna have a guest maybe jump on Chapapa TV. I know that he's in Rio right now. He's gonna bless us with his presence in a little while. Hopefully, let me see. And today's topic is gonna be overseas marriage venting properly. I wanted to do was a topic that was like about the clownery behavior that's going on right now in Thailand, but I figured I'm gonna wait one more week. I want to see like if I could get a special guest, and I think y'all know who is gonna be that special guest. Hopefully he says yes, and that'll be very entertaining because like every time I have him on here is always a pleasure. Let me see if my camera's working right now. Let's see. Man, there it goes. There it goes. Let me put on my hat because I definitely my damn hair. Oh man. Alrighty, man. But salute to Buck, salute to QB. There's definitely a lot of drama happening in the passport community, but I want to say that for another live. So today's live is going to be venting. Hold on. Overseas marriage and venting properly. So we're gonna jump right into the topic. So I see a lot of guys going overseas and looking for relationships. And I've gotten a lot of pushback sometimes because some of my words aren't received kindly. I've heard people tell me I'm a hater. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's me, or I've been told. What did I got? I got told the last week. It's maybe the common denominator is me, and I'm like, cool. I mean, I tried not to. I mean, personally, I don't argue with arrogant people or people that just think they know everything. So I just kind of just don't say nothing. If I see like the person's like not reasonable, I just like don't even say nothing. I'm just like not that person. I'm never gonna be one of those who's gonna try to change your opinion. Like you feel like you're right, then go to sleep like that. I don't care. I'm monetizing this live. I never monetized my lives, but I'm gonna start doing it now because I could use the extra dollars since I'm going overseas next week. Um, so let's jump straight into the topic. Venting overseas. Hmm. Overseas marriage, venting properly. So I see so many guys going overseas and bad things happen to them and they kind of still don't learn their lesson. Like I see a guy that got kicked out of his house in DR and they took all his stuff. Taylor Made Dreams told him like be careful and he didn't listen. And when he came back the next day, everything was gone. His furniture, his TV, his everything was gone. And a year later, he's gonna marry a woman over there that has kids and doesn't have really nothing to offer him. Probably doesn't even have a professional job, and he's gonna be the soul taker. I mean, come on, man. Like to me, it's just like I look at these guys and I'm just like, these guys don't learn their lesson. Like I'm convinced that some guys, for some reason, think because they have U.S. dollars that they're gonna be able to control that woman. But when it comes to Dominican Republic, the women, first of all, are nationalists. They prefer their own men. Time in, time out, you've seen so many guys go to these places and take a huge L. I don't know what to say, but that's one of the things that I tell guys. Like, just be careful when you go over there, vet properly, and make sure you do your due diligence and see how the girl reacts with you. Be able to test her once in a while. But if you're not going to live over there, no matter which country you're at, just know that the girls, especially the more beautiful the girl is, they have options. They have the social media. You ain't the only guy that's trying to pick her up. And if you make the girl get lonely, that's the worst. Whenever a girl feels lonely, that's when definitely the wolves are coming to chicken hound place and they'll eat the eggs, man. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, guys. I've seen it happen all the time. I've seen it happen in the military. I've seen it happen when I travel. Some countries are worse than other ones. I would just say in DR, just I would not recommend anybody going to Dominican Republic and looking for love. I talked to the locals. When I was over there, that's when I started having more conversations with locals about relationships. I usually don't do that because I don't care. I'm not looking for love or nothing like that. But I just started, like, I got curious. I was like, you know what? Let me ask, what the locals tell me. And it's so interesting that all these guys would tell me the same thing. Like, you're not gonna find love here. That's dead. You're just gonna find women that are interested in what they can do. But honestly, that's the way it is in many countries. Like that love stuff is becoming a thing of the past, and everybody's just looking after each other. So I think maybe like if you really want to look for a good woman, you're probably gonna have to go to the Middle East or something, and maybe even convert because I just think when it comes to Latin America, it's really really difficult. DR is not it. I don't recommend anybody going to Dominican Republic to go look. Fearless found his wife from DR. She's a psychologist. I don't even know who that is. Fearless, Fearless found. Yeah, but there are some successful relationships. I'm not saying everybody's taking a L because I went to my friend's wedding in DR. Like the first time I went to DR was because of him. He invited me to the wedding. He married a Dominican girl, and I met him in Miami. And so the wedding was in Santiago. This was a long time ago, like 9 years ago, almost, right? Yeah. And he's still married to the girl, has kids, has a beautiful family. So some marriages are successful. I'm not saying they're not, but the average marriage over there is like not even lasting 2 years. So that's not the norm. We're talking about how successful. If I ever told you right now you're gonna go to Mexico in an airplane and you have an 80% chance of the plane not making it and it's gonna crash, are you still gonna get on that airplane? Absolutely not. And so that's what I'm saying. There are those people that have slipped through the cracks, and he's one of those guys. And congratulations to him because he's a good dude, and he's a successful dude. Has his master's degree. His wife too. She's a professional as well. She works hard. So that's the first thing I told guys. Like no matter which country you go to, make sure she has a job. I see a lot of guys getting with women, and it's just and it's it's so. I think with age, sometimes you don't get wisdom. I met a girl there in DR at the park, and I think the guy that she's with came from the States. He's Dominican from New York. And I saw him taking pictures together, and I just started laughing. I'm like, man, this guy's like maybe like maybe early 50s. And I'm like, why are you with a girl that's 20 something years old that has a kid, that doesn't have a job, that doesn't work, that doesn't have like, goals in life? And so what are you doing with her? But I just like, I goes to show you that some guys are just like, and then she was telling me that guy wants to marry her and bring her back to New York. And I just started laughing. I'm like, man, when she gets to New York, that's another thing. Shout out to Black Man Travels, the one from, not the BMT one, but the other guy. I saw his live and it was very interesting. He was talking about like, there's women that have family in the States, from Colombia, from Venezuela, from Mexico, from Dominican Republic, from Cuba, from PR, everywhere, everywhere. They have certain family members, cousins and stuff like that, uncles and aunts that would hold them down if something happens. And that's one of the realities that guys need to realize, that she could go over to the States, and as soon as she gets there in 3 or 4 months, leave you, and she's still going to get her paperwork done. She could say that you put hands on her, and she has an excuse not to leave. And that's one of the things that happens. That some of these, that's what this girl's gonna do. She has family in the States, and so as soon as she gets to the States, she settles in for a few months. She's gonna leave him. I know she is, because within like few hours of me meeting her, she was sending me half nude pictures, and so I'm just like, I don't understand how you can meet a girl like that anywhere. She does that, and then within like a day or two, you really think, or whatever. Like I don't know how long they've been talking, but within a month or 2 months, you think she's the one. Like I don't understand it. I think guys are so lonely, so lonely, that they're letting that loneliness cloud their judgment. I plan on going to Africa, Middle East to find a wife. Latin America is for fun. Yeah, I've been talking to a few girls from the Middle East, and they want you to convert, though. That's the thing, though. And it's so crazy because when you meet some of them, they'll tell you like they're virgins and stuff like that. And I was just like, to me, that was a culture shock, because in Latin America or even anywhere that has Western influence, when was the last time you met a 20-year-old girl, 24-year-old girl that was a virgin? Like, you don't find that. And it's like very like they don't drink, they don't party, they don't do none of that stuff. Not to say there's some of them don't, but I met some really good ones. But like I said, it's difficult to break into that circle unless you get into the Christian community, because Algeria, Morocco, Jordan, Syria, all those countries do have Christian communities. So you would have to mess with those type of women so you could have a chance. Then I would say you would have a good chance. But as a Muslim, man, I mean, they'll go out with you and stuff like that, but you can't even like hug them. You can't like, shake their hand. Just the simple things that we're used to, like, dancing, just the things that we would never goes through our mind. You can't even do that. Just a simple handshake or a hug, because that's how you meet women over here overseas. You give them a hug when you first see them. You can't do that over there. But there are some good women in those countries that I've been seeing. But I was having this conversation with this woman from Algeria, and she was telling me that she was like, you're tattooed, you're not a Muslim, so most women ain't gonna really accept you. They might have their fun with you, but they're not gonna take you serious because it's haram for them to like be with you. And I was like, yeah, I understand. But like I said, unless you mess with one of them that's in the Christian community, if you married a Middle Eastern girl, would you bring them back? That's a good question. Absolutely not. I wouldn't. I just like, and not only that, but I feel like most women that have their stuff together don't want to leave, no matter which country they're from. A girl that wants to leave her country to go be with you, especially a single mother, that's to me, that's red flags. Why would a girl that has her stuff together, she has a career, whether she's in medicine, psychology, a lawyer, accountant, business, empresada, that's what they call them, a business person. Why would a girl that has her stuff together, has her family, has her career, worked her tail off to get to point A to point B, leave all that behind to go be with you in Chicago and New York and LA? Think about it for a minute. Why would she want to leave what she knows, her culture, what she was raised in, to go be with you and just be by herself? Red flag. That's just a red flag. Like no girl that has her stuff together or a male is gonna leave everything behind to go be with you for the sake of love. That's not gonna happen. That's just my personal opinion. The women that I met that have their stuff together don't want to leave their country because they have it all already. They worked hard to get to where they're at. So why would they leave that to go be over there and be away from their family? That's not gonna happen. Arab girls are pretty and they're naturally curvy. Yeah. Like I've been talking to a few. I think the only girls that I will stay away from are the Moroccan women. And I've noticed that for a fact that they're kind of like a little bit like gold diggers. That side, they're kind of known as being like the Colombian women of that side of the world. But the few girls that I met, like from Algeria, and I met one from Palestine, and then one from Iran, they've been like really super nice, super sweet girls, super sweet. Their demeanor is really nice. They're extremely feminine. Uh, they're wife material, girlfriend material. But like I said, the issue that arises is the religion. If you do decide to marry one, like you're gonna have to make a decision. Do you want your kid growing up a Muslim, or do you want a Christian? So that's why I said like you would have to break into the Christian circle. And I think if I go over there to the Middle East next year, I want to definitely try to do that. I want to go to like a country where Americans are liked. Like I've been to Israel and I went to Israel for 3 weeks, but I was surprised that they really don't care about us over there. They really don't. So Israel reminds me of like a country that's just like using us for like resources and stuff like that. That like the people themselves they kind of don't care about us. I think a country that I really want to go to find maybe a good woman. I think it would be Iraq Kurdistan. People have to look at the history of Iraq Kurdistan. We established a no-fly zone in the early '90s to keep Saddam from killing those people because he gassed the Kurds. So when America established a no-fly zone, he couldn't do that anymore. So they kind of have a lot of loyalty towards us because we helped them kind of establish their autonomy zone. So the few Americans that I've known that have gone over there have said they've been treated like celebrities. Another country where Americans are really loved, but we can't go is Iran. Believe it or not, Iran's like this is gonna be a big shock to people, but I think Iranians are more pro-Americans than Israelis. Like I could promise you that. Like if you ever meet an American that's gone to Iran, they'll tell you they got treated like a celebrity. People were taking pictures with them. They're hugging them and stuff like that. They got treated like celebrities. I met a guy that went there and he's been to like 120 different countries, and he was telling me his favorite one was Iran. He's been there two times. And he was telling me I got treated like a celebrity. People were inviting me to their house. Like when I was in Israel, nobody treated me like a celebrity. Nobody cared that I was an American. Nobody took a picture with me. So as far as I can tell, I could just tell you that Iranians are more pro-Americans than Israelis, man. That's a big shock, but it's just the reality. I haven't been to Iran, but that's what I've been told. So that's just whatever it is. Lebanese women are gold diggers on that part of the world. I don't know. I just been told that the Moroccan women are like that. I also been told which other women? Women from Dubai and which other part of the world? But Lebanese has a huge Christian community. I don't know, but the women that I've been told that are the gold diggers are for sure the Moroccans and shit. Hell yes, hell always here for the life, man. Give a remember about Brazilian women hookups versus marriage. Well, Brazil's very liberal country, man. Just go to a carnival, you'll be making out with like 10 girls in 1 hour. Iranians and Israeli women love getting laced by the bestie. I don't know about that. They don't really have a hookup culture over there, man. Like if you watch the interviews with Israeli women, when they ask them how long do they wait to have sex, they usually say 2 or 3 months. And most guys on vacation don't have that kind of times. And that's the rest for the Arab world as well. So unless you're living over there, man, you think that you're gonna be hooking up with women, bro? Good luck, dude. And let me know how it works out for you, bro. For real, dude. You could start a YouTube channel and just be like, hey, I came over here in 2 weeks. I was hooking up with women left and right because from what I've seen from other vlogs and from the locals themselves, that's not the norm, bro. Also, I'll talk about Colombia as well. So let me see. Give me a minute. I'm sorry, man. So Colombia is another place where you see a lot of guys. What I'm seeing about this new generation about guys that are going over there, like I said, I don't want to get into the Colombia here. I want to say that for another, and I'm gonna have like a special guest. I think y'all might know who it is. Oh yeah, so I want to do that for him. But I think what's going on in Latin America, there's something called machismo, and I think for us Americans, we don't have that kind of character. So when we go over there, a lot of these women, believe it or not, they're raised to respect that, especially in the Mexican community and Colombian community, Venezuelan, like everywhere in Latin America. If you don't have cojones, like women won't respect you. I'm not gonna say no names, but I know guys that have dated women over there or been in relationships, and I see how the family members treat them. And so I will tell you this: like if you don't put your foot down, man, that woman won't respect you. And not only that, but once you lose that woman's respect, her family is definitely gonna stomp all over you, man. They'll take advantage of you left and right. Actually, I was watching the documentary with Pablo Escobar's son, and he said after they killed his dad, he had a meeting with the Cali cartel, and then the Cali cartel all the bosses were there, but also family members of his family were there. Pablo's, his grandmother was there, and aunts and uncles, etc. And he was talking about how all the properties were divided. And he's like my grandma just cared about which property she was gonna get. He's like, at the end of the meeting, I wasn't even disgusted with the Cali cartel. I was disgusted more with the my own family. He's like, my own family took everything from me, and that's why I tell you guys, like, be careful when you go over there, because women and the families will take advantage. Like, I don't have permission to tell you some of the stories that I know from, because there was personal stories that I was told, but I will tell you, it definitely gets ugly sometimes. Like, it could start out with something like, oh, my wife's or my girlfriend's sister wants to come along, or the brother wants to come along, he wants to eat and stuff like that. You might let it slide because maybe the family like made you dinner or something, so like, I'll pay it back. But that's just the way it starts. That's what happened to me with a Calenia in Cali. And she invited me to her house to go eat twice, and after the third time I took her and her sister to go eat, and then I came back a few months later, we did it one more time, and then the third time we went to go eat, it was just me and her, and then she got a plate of food at Hooters for her sister that's pregnant, by the way, and has a boyfriend. And I told her, no, we're not going to do that no more. Guess what? She blocked me the next day, and she sent me a message on IG like, no, you know what, that you eat at my house, like my sister has to eat too. And I'm like, your sister can eat too. But that's the thing though, I look at some women too, like, that's why I kind of stay away from the body girls, because the body girls can definitely be a little bit hungrier, harder in Latin American countries. Yeah. But hold on, let me drop the link for Chapapa TV. He wants to roll up, because I know that he has experience. And I told him all the crazy stuff that I saw in DR in the last 2 months that I was there. Man, when I left DR, that's the thing. So many guys that leave DR and Colombia, they leave with a grin on their chin. Like, they leave like so angry. I left that place like, I didn't take an L or nothing like that. But I was just telling myself like, man, I just look at all the messed up crap that's going on over here. I don't see how anybody can go over there in 1 month think that they're actually gonna find a wife. A lot of the gringos will fall for the traditional hustle. Yeah. Yeah. So me, when this girl invited me to the house, she was really down to earth, and I enjoyed spending my time with her. I'm not gonna like say nothing negative about her, but I will say that she did try me, and like she was like, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna get in America. She was curvy. She had a nice body. So I guarantee you she's gonna get that one guy's like, you know what, $10 isn't nothing. It's not. Oh, hold on. Can't pull up. I'm out now. But DR was leaving a very bad taste in my mouth for 3 years. Sad to hear Colombia was the same. Yeah, I feel you, bro. But you left with dignity, man. So you got to look at it like that. And you left with your assets. Like, you didn't lose a house or a car, or you don't have a kid. Thank God, with no woman over there. Because imagine you have responsibilities now to go back. But Shopabot TV is a perfect example how you could be a good dude, hard worker, have your things together, and people will still try you. He went through a series of bad things. I'm not going to talk about what he went through because I don't have his permission. But when one of these days, when he blesses with his appearance, maybe he could tell us his stories. But he's an example of how, like, he was able to walk away with his head upheld. But it's unfortunately, like, all of us, including myself, him, and so many guys, Taylor Made Dreams, so many guys leave DR with just a big, big disappointment. It's just one of those places where it's just gotten from bad to worse, and from worse to complete catastrophe. Catastrophe. In the sense, like, everybody just out to get to each other, man. Like, like, I tell you, like, the stuff that the women were pulling on me, the it's like the habitual line stepping. And like, when you talk to the locals there, they'll tell you like, don't waste your time with our women, just go somewhere else. Did you see Coach Greg Adams and Real having fun while dissing the Passport Bro? No, I don't even know who that is. Passport Bros will always be in Colombia. So many baddies they can't resist. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having fun. I'm gonna be there next week, but I'm not looking for a relationship. And if I do, I'm really, really careful. Good relationships in Colombia are established through friendships. Oh, let me add Buck right here. Not enough in other places like Peru and Chile. So what are your thoughts on the subject, Buck?
Yeah, I mean, salute to you, by the way, Ulysses, and also welcome back to YouTube. Um, Man, it's a lot of guys are going to these 3 or 4 spots, and they're trying to find a wife out of these 3 or 4 spots. And then when it doesn't end well, a lot of these guys, you know, are disappointed. So people got to change the environment. They got to go to one of these other countries, like as you said, the Middle East or Africa or some parts of Asia where you can get a more traditional, wife. The only thing is like the only downside of that is like you got two options. Either live in their country or bring them back. I mean, if you bring them back, there's high chances that she's gonna switch up on you, become westernized, and leave you.
Hey, but don't you think that's crazy that you could meet women over there in that part of the world that are virgins still at a
Yeah.
certain
I mean,
age?
I'm not.
That was to me. That was a big culture
I'm
shock
not.
to me. I
I'm
couldn't
not
believe it.
surprised. I'm not surprised, bro. You
I was
know,
like, wow.
is yeah. I mean, that guy. Yeah, but that guy's only attracting that he's only the king 6'8". He's only attracting the low quality females. The females who are gold diggers. The 304. That's the type of women he's attracted. Great, good women are not attracted to guys like that because they're with decent guys. So yeah. So I mean, if you can go to the Middle East and find you a very very nice chick. The
Man,
thing.
it's almost tempting to convert because some of them were like, "Well, I had two already." Like, you should convert. I'm like,
Hey,
I'm good, man, but this.
Ulysses, Ulysses, guess what? You know how so Algeria and Morocco was colonized by the French, and a lot of those French dudes they be falling in love with those Moroccan Algerian girls, and they convert for them. So it's either you got to sacrifice, or you got, as you said, you got to find the Christian communities within those places. Because I actually met a Syrian girl in the gym, and she happened to be Christian.
Yeah,
So
there's
even
Christian
yeah,
communities over there in all those
yeah,
countries. So that's why I
yeah.
said, like,
You
if
know,
you could
you,
break
you know,
into those communities,
yeah.
you'll have it made. You'll definitely meet a nice woman over there. And I was thinking, well, I'll try my luck because in Latin America, I kind of threw in the white flag a long time ago. Like,
Well,
just keeping it real, guys.
I mean, well,
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, guys. I mean,
I mean, Latin America for me is for fun, bro. It's like I'm only having my fun over here, but when I want to settle down, Middle East and Africa as well be going, man. Also, don't sleep on Sub-Saharan Africa, man. They got some feminine women over there, but you just got to go to the right places for that, man. And so also, like I said, some parts of Asia. Don't forget about Pakistan. Don't forget about the other stands, the
I think I
Kyrgyzstan.
think I think
Have you
Iraq.
have you
I
seen
think Kurdistan, Iraq would probably be the best bet. I
Kurdistan?
think
But
because
how
just
about the other
because
country where the chicks look like half Asian and half white?
yeah,
It's like they got,
Kazakhstan, right? Is that
yep,
where that YouTuber got beat up, right? I forget
yep,
his name.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's the country. That's another potential country you can look into, man. But I feel like, man, the West is just getting like in terms of like chicks and all. It's just getting crazier, man. It's
I know
getting
people don't believe it when I tell them like Iran is like one of the most pro-American countries out there, except the government. But like when it comes to the people, they love Americans over there. And I would throw in Kurdistan, Iraq as well. And Israel's not it. Like you could meet a good woman in Israel too, but I think you have a better chance of meeting a girl over there in those two countries. Well, Americans can't go to Iran right now. Screw that. I don't want to end up a political prisoner. But if I could, I think I would have been with a good girl over there a long time ago. I met a good woman over there a few years ago. And I just can't, I just couldn't go over there because it's just like too dangerous. Out of all the countries I've been to, I feel like Iran was the one where I met like a good woman. But it's just unfortunate that Americans can't go over there. But salute to Passport Blueprint. What do you think about the subject? What are your thoughts?
Happy New Year's to you too, guys. Overseas vent, excuse me, vetting. You really got to have a vetting plan when you're dealing with women overseas because you are an ATM machine when you're going overseas in certain countries, and they're gonna try to milk you. Especially when you're talking about the big five that everybody goes to, you really got to be careful. As far as countries where I would go, I don't, I don't really know if I have a particular country yet. I'm just exploring right now. Um, Basically, I've been listening to both of you guys' advice. over the past podcasts that you guys put in, and I've taken them very seriously. I've even passed them on to other people to be careful and stuff when going overseas and dealing with women. Um, so I even put it in the back of my head, about going to particular countries, what I need to do and how to vet them. Everybody needs to have a vetting plan, and a lot of people don't. And a lot of people, fall in love with the first person they meet, and that's it, and don't realize that, like, for example, if you're in Rio de Janeiro, that's a fun town. You're not going to really find wifey material there, so you got to be careful of that. Um, you may want to try elsewhere in Brazil to go find wifey material if you can find it. Um, Plus, people, you got to understand that women have preferences of who they want to be with. It's not, because you're American, you got that blue book that, hey, they're going to fall to my feet, because they could be just using you. You really got to be careful with this whole dating overseas things. Me personally, if you're looking for wifey, I think you might want to go to some of the more westernized countries and find somebody in that social circle. It's going to be a lot easier, you know, rather than going to the big five, just to avoid the scams and then other BS that you have to deal with. That's my personal opinion.
Hmm. Yeah, I would agree. People have to do a better venting. I mean, I would exclude the guys that are going over there and marrying pros. Like, I'm not gonna even talk about those. Those guys are just idiots, man. Like, I don't know what you would think. Like, you could turn a home to a housewife, but unfortunately, these hoes aren't winning. I mean, you got so many girls that are choppy lips coming to the states, and it's like how Black Man travels it on his life. Like, they have family members in the states, whether they're in New Jersey, New York, whatever, in Miami, and they'll leave you within a few months, and they'll go be with their families. Their families will hold them down, and that's a reality a lot of these guys don't see. Like, once that girl touches foot in American soil, she's not obligated to stay with you. She could just go with her family. She's good to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like the thing is, like, say for example, you're in Nebraska, you went back to whatever you met her in Colombia, and let's just say she got a family in New Jersey. You bring her back, she plays a long game on you, waits 2 years, couple years to get the green card. As soon as she gets the green card, she's out. She will go to a family in New Jersey. And you thinking that you spent all this equity into it, all this time and effort, just to marry her, get her back in the States, and she end up using her. That's the reality for a lot of guys, man. There's some cases that we don't even hear about, and it's happening to guys because a lot of guys just don't want to speak it. They just want to keep this pain to themselves. Um, so I think the best thing you could ever do is like live in these one of these countries and marry the broads over there. That's the best option. Because like bringing them back over here is the worst thing that can happen to you, bro.
that's true. I mean, and then, do you really hear these type of horror stories with women, from, these European countries that's doing this? I mean, I haven't really heard too many horror stories like that, to be honest with you. It's mostly been like with Latin American countries or East Asian countries.
It's true though. But man, but guys be marrying three or fours and expecting them to turn into wives. Like, I know so many girls. I used to follow on IG that were three or fours in DR, and like they're all in the states now, and I'm like, wow, like some dude really married this girl. Like,
Let me tell you, if she got a pass of being a, then that's just like, you can't get no big of a red flag than that. Just get out.
that's the thing though. I met this guy in Medellin like last year, I think, and he was a good dude. But he met actually his Medellin wife actually in Florida. He didn't even meet her in Colombia, and he ended up marrying her. I don't know how long his marriage lasted, but he said that his wife cheated on him with like a multi-millionaire that she met at the gym. And I was like, bro, I mean, like the thing is that look at you and look at the girl. Like, dude was like really a big guy, maybe like 350 or something like that. He was a really huge man. And I was like, I looked at this girl and she was really good looking. I was like, man, she went to the gym and she met a guy that was rich. And guess what? Man, that was all she wrote. And guy was just like, "Oh, I married a Filipina," and I was like, "Well, I mean, hopefully, I was thinking, I hope you don't bring this one to the states or whatever." But he made that mistake. But that happens. Like I hear those stories all the time, and some guys kind of don't learn their lesson though, because he was like, "I married a Filipina," and I was like, "Bro, I hear the women over there are kind of the same." But I didn't say nothing to him. But I was thinking to myself, some guys really don't learn their lesson at all. At all, they go for it again. Foreign chicks aren't blind. If you considered an ugly mother in America, you probably see the same way. It's true. Always consult the local boys. There are some tribes that will burn out straight, and coming from the outside the country, you would hardly know that you're getting tendering in danger. Always consult the locals. Yeah, that's what I did when I was in DR. I had conversations for the first time because I'm not really looking for something serious, anyways. But I was like, you know what? Let me ask, because I hear guys say that the women from the what do they call it? The girls from like that live in the countryside are like better. And like I asked one guy there, I was like, hey man, so let me talk to you. I was like, so girls over there from the countryside are better. He's like, he started laughing. Him and the guy next to him in the Cormada, like, are you kidding me? I was like, those are the worst Dominican women that we have here. It's like those are the worst ones. And it's so funny because the girl that I was talking about earlier, the one that's with like Dominican American, she's from the countryside. And so I was just like, wow, well, you know what? He does have a point. They'll leave you for a guy from their own culture once they get what they want from you out of here. But you know what? It's so funny because the local women are doing their local men dirty as well, especially the Americans that moved over there to the states, and they'll marry them and they'll take their local boyfriends once they get their citizenship or
It's, it's hypergamia. So it's like what's being practiced is hypergamia. So what happens is like, say for example, this chick, Colombian chick, whatever, she's dating this local boyfriend dude, but he's broke,
Hmm.
and she sees you. You come to the country, you're like American, bringing American dollars. She's gonna leave him because he's broke. She's gonna be with you because you bringing American dollars, and she's gonna play the long game on you. And once you play the long game on you, she wants her for you to get her back in the states. And once you get her back to the states, what she's gonna do, as I said, a couple of years, she's gonna get that green card to be with her family. That's a textbook hypergamia. That's what they're doing.
Hmm.
And it doesn't make any sense because, all you have to do is go through the process. You know, it's it's crazy to me, the stupidness that they got to go through to get, just a green card. Because I've I was getting involved with a Colombian chick, and she was able to just get a visa to come over here. If she wanted to, she could have been a citizen here. But she lives in Bogota and stuff like that. But she never did anything stupid and crazy. She just likes Bogota, so she didn't want to become a citizen. Her kid's a citizen because her kid's an anchor baby because she gave birth over here, but the baby was conceived in Colombia, but baby gave birth over here, so he's a dual citizen. But the thing about it is, it's people. You really got to be careful with this foreign thing. You really do, because it's gotten to be so. It's so confusing at this point, and you don't know who to trust. And it's even worse. It's just about as worse as dating in the United States.
Yeah, I would say that. I've always been saying that for a minute. I think Colombian women are worse than American women. They're more cynical. Shit, way more cynical. And a lot of guys don't believe me. I was like, bro, like once you get to know some of these women, like the mindset from the body girl is the same mindset from a girl that has a master's degree. It don't matter.
Same
So
as
I've met some
Brazil.
guys. I'm sorry.
The same as Brazil. Brazilian women is the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. I think I've had better luck meeting good women in Brazil, but for sure, like there's been a lot of like I saw this article today, this friend sent me, and it was saying like what happened is what's going on in Brazil, especially Sao Paulo and Rio, the big cities. It's like you got a lot of Brazilians that are moving to those cities that have money, that have stacks, and they're like falling out, they're simping.
No, I pretty much gave up on those places, personally speaking, because I'm gonna tell you this: if because I kind of had a bad experience in Brazil.
Okay, I've had a bad experience too, bro. I'm not gonna say this because people clown and stuff, but I would tell you like my first girlfriend, like it was so horrible, man, horrible. But I would never date a carioca ever. Like if I date a girl, it'd be maybe like from Sao Paulo or from the south or from the north, but from Rio, absolutely not. I'm so good. Never
Yeah,
again.
never. I never dated a real
Never,
chick again.
never again, bro. I'm so good, bro. I'm so good. Mm-mm.
But you know, you and these, and like I said, these are conversations. Like I like talking to you and Buck because you guys have a lot more experience with me with that region than and I pick up a lot of good tips from you guys. So if I go back down there, I know where to shop. Um, I know who to consult first before I go down there. Um, but a lot of guys, they see these beautiful women, they just lose their doggone mind, and then
Yeah, they do. They do.
it's like calm down, calm down. Just take a couple of steps back before you start engaging because there could be something attached to it. You know, a lot of these guys, they just go gaga Google, especially like, oh, she's beautiful, but they don't think about
No, man. There's always something behind that story. Like I like real girls. They're cool to hang out with. Like they're some of the most funnest girls I've ever been around. But like to be like serious with them, like once you become, that's the thing. Like that's what I told guys. Like try to like be friends with some of them. Like, but some dudes like they think with their other head. But if you become cool with a girl, and you're not trying to smash, and she's good looking, and just see her demeanor, especially in Rio, and you're gonna have your mind blown away. Like, wow, I just saw this beautiful girl make out with like 5 guys in 1 hour, and the
yeah,
guys are telling
psycho.
you to go over there to go wife look chick.
This stuff is psycho, man. That is psycho crap, bro. It's like
I seen
no,
it, man. I seen it
it's
with
no
my eyes,
loyalty,
man.
bro.
I'm good, man. I'm
There's no
so
form of
good.
loyalty, bro, whatsoever. And that's the thing what you're looking for. And that's why I got a thing with the Rio with right now it's
Nah,
Rio
real
chick.
chicks, I'm so good. I want to thank 7050 Norden for the $10 donation. Really appreciate it, bro. Really, really appreciate it, man. Got to watch her. Sounds like she knows the game. It's the beauty part. Is yeah. Rio is cool. Like I have some really good. Like some of the best friends I have are in Brazil. But I just like for dating wise, I'm good. Like I think like the best girls that I've so far met over there that I would say have been decent. I would say have been like in the south, like in Curitiba, and also I would throw in maybe Sao Paulo. You got the more serious ones, and in the north too. I met some really decent ones in Natal, but in interior too, I met some really nice, friendly girls from Manaus. But Rio's like almost like a Miami, but like less expensive, and it's just a place to go have fun, guys. Like it's almost like Medellin minus the no. You know what? It's just as dangerous. I'm not gonna sit here and lie because people been getting drugged now a lot over there, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like Medellin, but not as they're not really coming after the foreigners as much. If that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, I get it. But and then you have Colombia with its issues and stuff. It's they're going gaga Google over the women over there, and those women over there, it's like they're not interested in you. They
Nah, man. You know what? I saw. I was on the Discord, and this guy. I don't know. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that famous girl that sells like liquor over there in Comina Trece. Like this guy was talking to her, so I saw he photo screened his conversation with her, and she comes out on everybody's YouTube channel. I forget her name, and but she said something that was like I showed one of my friends like, and we started laughing. I was like, this girl is really blaming the Americans for Colombians not being able to progress over there. Like, how many Americans are going to Comina Trece and wanting to live over there to San Javier, to Bello, to Aranjuez, to Marenqui, like all those areas. Like, if anything, most Americans either go to Poblado, Loretes, and you got some that go to Sabanete. Yeah, Clyde. But I saw her comments. You know what? I have it right here. I'll say exactly what she said, word for word. Because me and my boy were just laughing. I was like, man, this girl's literally making money off Americans, and that's why I never liked her because I thought she was kind of fake. But that was just like, man, this is what she wrote. Lo que pasa es que hay un problemático en el país. There's a problem with the country, and she put por personas del extranjero for foreigners. So I'll repeat what she wrote. There's a problem in the country because of the foreigners. And then she put three marks. Ustedes vienen a otro país y hacen negocio. Y'all come over here, y'all make business over here. And she put number one, la vida se pone más cara. Our life gets more expensive. Two, the areas that we live become more expensive. Like I said, who's moving to these barrios? Clyde, are you moving over there to Maranqui? Are you moving over there to Aranjuez to go be with the hood people from the barrios? Absolutely not. I don't even gotta answer that because Clyde, for sure, I know for a fact, wants to live a good life in Colombia. And I see his stats. I'm not trying to put you on blast, but that's the a perfect example how most guys that have their stuff together. I have to watch my language because I'm monetizing it now. Have their stuff together, don't want to go live in the barrios. Now, I'm not saying there's not some foreigners that do, but to me, if you're a foreigner and you're an American, your dollar's really strong over there. Why would you want to live in those areas? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's not that expensive to go live in Loreto. So you could get a nice, decent place for 650, 750 a month. And then she put number three, a person that's born in this country can't progress. For y'all, it's good because the dollar lasts a very long time. But for us, Colombians, it's very hard. It's impossible for us to take it to the next level. So pretty much what I've been saying, Colombians like to blame the victim card. They like to blame people. So they blame Venezuelans for the crime. Let's not pretend that during the Pablo Escobar days, they weren't killing people, they weren't blowing up buildings, and they killed a lot of politicians, lawyers, prosecutors, judges, all that good stuff, whatever. And they knocked down a Bianca plane, and that wasn't the Venezuelans that did that. But that's the one thing that gets me upset about the Colombians, that they will never take it to the next level. When I had that guy, the Army Travels guys, that's what we're talking about. He mentioned it many times. Like they talk a lot of bad stuff about Pablo and Medellin, but they still can't get away from his ways. Let me see. Let me get at some. Man, everyone's showing that chick on the videos. I would never do that, bro. Just for the simple fact that I kind of figured she was fake, just by her demeanor and look at what she's saying. Like that's what she really thinks. But I'm pretty sure she thinks other stuff, but she doesn't want to say, because she's getting money from Americans. You better be off getting a Brazilian chick in Europe. They would much be less devious and on demon time. Yeah, I would agree. It's only fan photos of her naked out there. Yeah, I'm not surprised, bro. You good, fam. But I know I see where Clyde has the good balcony views. I have one of my boys, the other guy that had a guest, Neon. He has a good balcony view in Bayo where you can see the whole city. But that's my point. You could get a nice place there, not too expensive, still in a good area for $700, $800, a good view of the city. Why would you want to go live in the barrio? Like, unless you're like running away from problems, or I personally think you have some personal issues to want to live in those neighborhoods. Like, I don't mind visiting sometimes, but that I could see myself living, that's a downgrade. Like, I rather not. I rather work my ass off for another 2 or 3 years, save up money, and go live better than just I can't travel for like a whole year. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm not living in no damn barrio, man.
The reason why I think they do that, it's because think about it. These dudes are coming from the hood. What do they always know? The hood.
Mm.
And that's where they're going, the hood. It makes it's stupid. It's like I don't go on vacation to go in the hood. I go on vacation to enjoy the good stuff. And that's where a lot of guys are having problems because they think, oh, I'm from the hood. They understand. No, you're in a different country, a different culture. You can't understand. You don't even speak their language. So how can you go to someone else's hood or because it's poor and stuff like that and expect them to understand, especially when you have more money than them?
You also make yourself a target. We could talk about off topic about some American rappers that get off because they go to the same neighborhoods wearing $200,000 jewelry on their neck and thinking because you're somebody now. And that's the way you got to look at it. You might not be a celebrity in these countries or whatever, but you're somebody. You're somebody that has like your money around you. Because I've seen a lot of guys. I've seen it in Brazil. I've seen it in Colombia. Guys with jewelry. Like I don't say nothing because it's like cool, but that little $500 to a Colombian is like 6 weeks worth of work, or even 2 months, or even that iPhone's like $1,000. That's about maybe like 3 months of work, and that's what guys don't realize, that you're a target. And life is cheap in those countries. Colombia has always been a violent country. It got better, but because of COVID, it kind of like downgrades. And then the Venezuelans that got there are doing a lot of crimes, even though I feel like the Colombians are doing the same thing. But it's one of those places where your life can get taken away from you in the blink of the eye. What was that, Timothy Reeds or whatever? I don't know what happened. There's a lot of things that he fought back. He didn't fight back. But still, like, you really have to be careful. Like, you shouldn't be living in the barrio. Like, you're somebody. And these people don't care.
So
RIP.
for his case, what he was trying to do is so in Barranquilla, So in Barranquilla, there's two sides, right? The
Mm.
north side is the safest, and the south side is like dangerous, right?
Yeah.
So he was trying to buy a property out in the south side of Barranquilla, which is like literally the hood area, and that's where he did it wrong. Not only that, he was trying to buy the property off a handshake deal. No lawyers, no anybody to translate for him. The only body that was translated for him was his Afro-Colombian girlfriend at the
Mm.
time. So that's the only person who was translating. But you see, there was a lot of red flags in that case. Like for he was literally dropping 200K on a property. He was buying that whole apartment complex, and he was about to kick off like four families out of it. So you don't think a lot of these locals they're gonna feel some type of way about it?
Yeah, but why would he open a barbecue spot in the barrio? Like nobody
Yeah,
eats that kind of food too. So I feel
yeah,
like that his wife let him down, or maybe she has something
and
to do with it because like I'm
yeah,
like you as a woman, you're supposed to have common sense and tell your man, you know what, you got a little bit of money, let's get the hell out of here. It's not safe for you. Like you know, in the barrio, it's not safe for a foreigner. You know that.
I
Wait a
mean,
minute. He was going to drop 200K on a building.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Why
so
would you
so
go
he
down to the barrio to do 200K deal? 200K deal, you can build
yeah,
something up in the north end.
that's what I said. He was actually dropping 200K first on a business, then on a property. So the property he closed the deal, then on the business he was about to drop another 200K, but he got deleted after before that. Look what happened to West. Him and his wife ended on a bad term, and she used like the credit card, like thousands of, well, I believe $500 from him, and her family was threatening West to get like they literally pushed him outside the country. If
I
West
think the
West,
issue with West was that he came after everybody, bro. He was like making fun of people and
yeah,
clowning on
he
people.
started. See, the thing with him is like he was a hypocrite because when he first started off in within the space, like he was doing all that. He was tricking and all that. He admitted to his what is it in his YouTube video that he got this Venezuelan pro pregnant, and he had to get her, to have an abortion and all that. He talked about this in his channel, and he
Mm,
talked about how when he first went to Colombia, he was doing the nightlife thing, the red light district. But then once he got a wife, it seems like he started turning his back against the guys who are doing the red life
mm,
thing. So it's like you see, so but then his marriage didn't even work out for him. His wife,
mm,
basically, and her family basically run him off the country. If he would have stayed, I feel like he will get that Timothy Reed treatment. Like they probably would deleting him, and it's like, yeah, it's Colombia is no
but he's
joke.
doing the same thing in other countries. Like he's telling people to go to Ukraine and go to Poland to find a wife. I'm like, bro, come
Funny
on,
wife,
dude.
yeah, and
If
it's
you
like
have a
I'm
good
like,
porn writer, she would try to keep you out of harm's way. Yeah, I agree with that, Clyde,
yeah,
man. Like I tell you, I talked about it. Sometimes I'm repetitive with the stories. I apologize, but like that one girl I went out with last time I was in Medellin, and then this girl I know for a few years showed up with her friend, and she was like, "Oh, give me a beer." She was with some dude, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good." I was with this girl and I'm dancing with her and like messing around with her. I was like, why is this girl bothering me anyways? Like, we're supposed to all link up at this bar to go watch the soccer game. And she showed up like 2 hours late anyway. So I was like, bro, you're on my time now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna give you the time of day. Like, you're on my time. That's how I am over there, bro. I'm not kissing no girl's ass, especially a girl I'm not getting cutty from. And so, anyways, this girl that I'm messing around with told me, no, that's her boyfriend. She's hiding that. And she tried to steal she did steal my boyfriend a while back. And I was like, cool. I didn't get her a beer. And she left within 10 minutes and didn't say bye. And so, but Clyde, that's in a perfect example how the girl that I was with was looking out for me. That girl, I known her for like the one that was trying to get me to get her a beer. I known her for 3 years, and she tried me, and I was just like, I don't care, man. I just let her leave, and I was like, I don't care. She got jealous though too. She didn't send me a message like angry as hell, like don't ever invite me if you're not gonna give me attention. I'm like, bro. And it's just a jealousy thing between the Pisces that they have with each other. Like honestly, I've never messed around with this girl and she's seen me with other girls kissing them, and she's never had an issue. I think the reason why she had an issue was because this girl is like lives in the same neighborhood as she does. Like they literally live like one block from each other. But whatever, I digress.
yeah,
West,
man. What's it? There's somebody in the chat that said I just watched West video today, and he was reviewing this guy who said F Poland because he didn't get any accent while he was there. You see, I mean,
Yeah, I saw that video. I know
yeah,
that video.
you see the guys, man. This is what gives the whole movement a bad rep. The thing is, a lot of guys have this mentality where every place is going to be like Sasua, DR, and Colombia. Not every place in this world is going to be like that. You might go to some places in the world where you might not even smash. Like in the women are not going to be easy. And the Middle East is basically an example of that.
Oh,
Middle
definitely.
East is like you can find a wife out there, but it's going to take you time. It's going to take you effort. But it's just not like you're going to go over there just smash within 4 hours of you landing over there. And I feel like that guy, he was very arrogant. He was very ignorant, and I feel like it was just a bad look for Americans. And it's like, because he generalized the whole country. He basically said, "Man, the women are over here are not giving it up," and it's like he said F Poland because he just couldn't get laid.
Well,
It's like
not to cut you off, but here's the thing. You went in the wintertime, one. Two, it's cloudy, and everybody knows that, people got attitudes when it's cloudy because you're not getting that sun, that vitamin D that makes you all happy and everything. So, you're going to be a little on the miserable side. You're going to be moody and all that stuff. Just look at um, the state of Oregon, which basically, last I checked, they have the highest self-deletion rate because, it's always cloudy up there. It's moody and stuff like that. So people are going to be in that sense. Three, Poland just gotten its independence in 1989, after being invaded and, under different occupations and stuff throughout the centuries and decades and stuff like that. You don't know the history of it. So they're very wary of strangers. Okay. And if you're coming off there thinking you're going to go over there and smash all these women and stuff like that because you're an American, guess again. It ain't happening. And that's the thing. We got too many people, with this concept that, I'm an American, I'm gonna go over and smash in every country. You know, it makes, especially with black men, it gives us the impression that, we're nothing but we're now the face of S tourism and stuff like that. And I don't like that.
Yeah, we
And
have a
it's
bad reputation in Colombia. I've told guys a lot, like um, getting a girl to date you. And I was on shout out to Chapapa TV. I was on his live last week, and we were talking about that. Was it uh, Love Crossing Borders pulled up, and like he even agreed with me. It's like, bro, like trying to meet a girl now in Colombia, like your wife, an educated woman or whatever. That's good luck. I was, maybe like when you did it, but I was telling them, let's keep it real. Like now, it's really a challenge. Unless somebody like you have a friend that tells you like, you know what, this is my friend, so and so. He's a good guy. He's not a sex tourist. He has a professional degree. He works hard. And I mean, you have a chance. But if you're going off just like that, and especially you're not living over there, I just say good luck for real. It's good
yeah.
luck. Good
And
luck.
it's probably the same in Brazil because now all of them are going down there doing the same thing.
Mm. I think I don't think Brazil would ever change just for the simple fact that it's too big. Like Brazil's like most places, most cities that I name them, most people have never been or ever go to. Like even a place like Florianopolis really doesn't get like the American types. If anything, you get maybe like the guys from the UK and Europeans. But
Hmm.
Florianopolis, nah. Cruciba, forget about it. Where else? Natal, Fortaleza. You're gonna get maybe like some of the European tourists, but as far as Americans, they just go to. They're not really going to Sao Paulo, but they're going to Rio. But Rio itself is like has that vibe, and most guys that are going over there, I just think Rio. When it comes to Rio, I don't think it would ever get ruined, just for the simple fact that it's a city that has its own vibe, like it has its own culture. And I think when you can't compare Colombia and DR because Colombia and DR has always had that gold digger mindset. Now I'm not saying it's not changing in Rio because it is, but it's definitely I don't think it will change. I don't know. Only time will tell. And I guess we have to be patient, right? But I
Yeah,
didn't feel like that vibe when I was there in Brazil. So I mean,
that's why now you got some passport bros or travelers. they're not revealing spots anymore.
Nah, they're not.
Oh,
That's why I didn't
Yeah,
do
I
videos
mean,
on some of the
I'm
cities I
one of
went
them.
to.
That's
I'm
what
one of them.
Blueprint. I'm one of them, bro. It's like I'm one of them. I got my secret, hidden gems in Latin America, and it's like I just don't want to reveal it because it's like, some guys in the chat can say, "Oh, you gatekeeping places," but yeah. I mean, I'd rather go be called a gatekeeper, than just reveal my place and just reveal it to the world. So so guys can come over there by the bus loads and just ruin it for everybody. Like Medellin, 6 years ago, and Medellin right now is completely two different things. I know Ulysses, you've been there before the pandemic. I've been there before the pandemic, and it was like one of the best places you can ever be. Now it's like the locals are tired of us tourists. It used to be like before the pandemic, the locals used to be happy to see us. They were very friendly. Now they're just having protesters, in the Poblado area just to get us out. Some are complaining about the rising cost of living. Some are
Yeah,
complaining about, gentrification, whatever is happening with the
yeah, but
neighborhoods.
they still get those people that complain. They still get our money. Like I saw a girl that was a TikTok, and she has an OnlyFans, and I'm like, she made a video about gentrification. Gringos go home, and I'm like, you have an OnlyFans, and I guarantee you, the guys that are giving you money from the OnlyFans are all Americans or Westernized people. Like that's the thing. They kind of like hate us, but they still want our money. If that makes any sense. They
Mhm.
tolerate us for a simple fact that we have the dollar.
Yeah, I go elsewhere. I mean, I haven't been to Colombia, and I've been wanting to go to Colombia, but because of this whole thing, it just ruins it, because I know some things I'm not going to mention on here. That's some backroom talk that's going to probably go on down in Colombia and possibly Brazil. But it's people ruined it. What was supposed to be for going out and meeting women just for possibly for marriage and stuff like that
Mm.
had turned into as tourism, and it makes no sense.
There's still a
Pat,
lot of hidden gems
Blueprint,
in the
like,
world, man. A lot of hidden
yeah,
gems. And you know what? I will never gatekeep some of them because, like I said, I'll tell people maybe go to Curitiba, but people ain't gonna go to Curitiba. The bars close at 10 o'clock, except on the weekend, so guys ain't gonna waste their time. So
yeah.
the guys that do dumb stuff ain't are weekend warriors for the most part, from what I've seen. They're not really guys that are living in spots. Now we've seen some of the clown behavior overseas, but I want to save that for another live. I want to see if I could get Pesto Man to talk about it because I know that he doesn't like BMT. So.
Yeah, speaking of Faisal, man, he's actually coming back to YouTube.
Yeah, no, yeah, he made his channel back, but
Yeah, yeah.
I'll see if I could have him on the live maybe next week.
He got his channel back. You on
Yeah, I
YouTube?
think so. Yeah, but he hasn't posted no videos or nothing like that.
Oh,
So
you drop the channel in the chat.
I
I
don't have
just
the link, bro. Like I just saw it the other day because somebody added him, and I just saw that he didn't have no videos. But
oh,
I'll do
okay.
that if I could get him on the channel, So I'll promote his stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
freaking
I mean,
hilarious, bro.
yeah, man. I mean, the thing with this, man. Let me tell you guys this, man. I personally, because I'm gonna gatekeep because I just like, for example, like if I want to just have fun and just go places where I don't want to go all the way to every trip, go all the way to the Middle East and Africa, whatever, just to find a decent chick. Where if I have my gatekeeping place, like the place I gatekeep, it's gonna be shorter flight, and at the same time, it's still a hidden gem. Not a
Mm,
lot of the guys in the space know about it because a lot of the guys in the space are so hooked up with the big four: Colombia, DR, Brazil, and what is it, Thailand. So it's like
mm.
most guys don't want to try it. As you said, they don't want to try out new places.
Nah, they
They
don't.
don't.
That's a good thing for us. Like, I don't want those idiots going over there.
Yeah,
Like, I see
yeah.
people fighting. Like, it's crazy. I saw a fight when I was in Medellin. There was a Latino and a brother, and I was like, oh man, they both happened to say, we're both. One guy said, I'm from Dallas, and the other guy, I'm from Dallas too. I'll see you around. I was like, oh man, they had to be from Texas. Like,
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm a Texas boy myself, and I'm like, man, I'm almost embarrassed because like all the people that do dumb stuff in the travel community, why do they happen to be from Texas? Every single one of them is from Texas. It's either Austin or foreign only, and I'm like, why? Why?
Yeah,
And that's the thing. They
man.
bring all that ghetto mentality overseas, and then it's embarrassing us. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
I
And,
I yeah. Sorry to
and
cut it.
no, no,
I
and the thing
Go ahead.
is, as far as traveling's supposed to be relaxing. You're supposed to have a good time and get away from all that stupidness. And they're bringing it with them. You
A
know,
20-hour plane ride to go to Asia just to fight somebody at a bar. For what? What do you get from fighting? Like, you're in the red light district. Go home with a girl. Have your fun. Like, I think people that do that are not happy on the inside. Like, they're really not. They're traveling to get away from their issues, and their issues are still following them. Because, like, if I'm traveling, when I go to the only country that I've been other foreigners, it would say Colombia, and I kind of learned my lesson because I saw this one white dude that I knew from England punch a guy in the face for his supposedly his girlfriend, like talking about that's my girlfriend, even though she's a pro. I kind of just I told myself I'm gonna just stay away. Actually, I ran into him when I was in Panama, and he was telling me like, "Oh man, she went to Mexico to go work," and I was like, "Yeah, she's a working girl, bro. Like, what do you expect? You can't turn it through." And then you took her to meet your family in the UK. Like, what were you thinking? Like, like what's going through your head that you couldn't introduce your mom to like a working girl? Like, how do you even tell your mom you met her?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just being honest. Like, man,
there's a guy in this space right now. His name is what's his name? Traversity. You know, this guy fall in love with a
but he
child.
never denied it though, bro. And
Yeah,
that's why
he never
people don't
denied.
snap
No,
it.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
He. That's the thing. He never denied, but he's in love. I mean, this guy is featuring her in all of his videos.
Mm.
Like, I mean, bro, come on, bro. It's like this girl literally was on a porn tape getting hammered down by this Euro dude and
Just
getting
getting that fuego
visual.
leche.
And it's like you get, so it's like, and you kissing her in the mouth, and it's like, what? You look at the point, and you be like, man, she was literally swallowing cum, and you literally kissing the same girl in the mouth, bragging about it, taking her
Man,
places. And I'm
we
like,
gotta get the Paso man on that clown behavior because he's the one that has the beef with BMT and some of the Paso. But you know what? I think everybody now looks at Paso man a little bit different because maybe some people give him like the
no,
strong
no, a
eye.
lot of a lot of guys are coming out right now,
Man,
and they're saying, "Oh, patient man, you've been right all this time."
he was
Remember,
right, bro.
remember,
They're chasing
remember
the
how everybody was against,
focus.
remember how everybody was against patient man in the beginning.
Yeah,
Now
yeah, yeah.
everybody, now some people are coming out and say, "Oh,
Oh
patient man,
man.
you were right." He called what's happening right now 4 years ago. This bullshit behavior 4 years ago. He called it out. That's the thing. Like
Mm.
Peso man is like, I mean, man, he's funny. We would love to have him back. It's good to have him back. I mean, I can't wait for him to start posting his videos. But man, it's
You know, people got mad at me. I remember Razor Rays like told me like in one of the group chats, they were like angry about me having on my live like a year ago. Like, yeah, people are pissed off. Like, and I was like, why? I mean, he did a response video on one of my videos, so I was curious. I was like, I was kind of nervous to have him on, but that was my most watched live. I got like 2,000 views, and people were just dying because Peso Man and Razor Rays like started roasting each other on that live. But it was just like people really got mad because I had him on my live, but he gave a lot of good information on that live, and he said a lot of truths that guys are just going over there just chasing women. And he said some stuff like, why would a girl that has her stuff together mess with you? Like, and I say this all the time, like if a girl comes from a higher stratus, like economically, like why is she gonna mess with you, especially if you don't speak the language? And she has her own local men, like her own local men know how to dance, they know their culture, they know how to cook. Like, why would she leave all that to just go be with you? Like, women have the woman when she gets like at a higher stratus, and this is I've seen this I went to so I saw this. I was around women that their dads were CEOs, and so they come from like wealthy sides. And so women, when they have like that golden ticket, they look at man a certain way. They don't have to look at you as a come up anymore because they already got it. They already got their bank account. They know they don't really have to work if they don't want to. They got all the connections in the world. They know when they graduate they're gonna go to an Ivy League, which I saw many of them. Some of them went to Harvard. Some of them went to Georgetown. Congratulations to them. But women, when they have that bag already, especially when they're born with that bag, their demeanor is a lot more different. They don't play off nothing. And the way they look at you is the way some of these foreign women look at you, but in the inside. But because they don't have the bag, they have to play it off. That's what guys need to realize. And so once you're around some of these rich white women like I was, I'm not saying I went out with them as friends or nothing, but just like being around them, I got to know their demeanor really well. And I could just tell you sometimes their attitudes are like just the way they are. Like the poor women are just the same, but they just have to like tolerate it because they're trying to get that bag. They don't have that bag.
Exactly. I mean, especially like some of these dudes that's going over there, you know, some of these dudes, what do they actually? Oh, because your dollar stretch, that's one thing, but what do you actually do when you're home?
Yeah,
You're an
facts,
Amazon
man.
driver,
Facts, man.
UPS
And I'm
driver.
saying these girls won't hook up with you. Like they'll hook up with you because I saw when I did the study abroad with some of these rich girls, I saw them messing around with dudes, but like hooking up with you and like having like a long term thing are two different things, my guys. Two
Hmm.
different things.
You're not, and a lot of these guys are not even in that social circle because
Yeah.
look what they pay.
Hell no, I would never get into that social choker, even if I had that money, because oh man, this you're never gonna change their ways because they grew up like that with a silver spoon in their mouth, and then that's you're never gonna take that away. You're never gonna humble them. I mean, they're going to a
Exactly.
university where it's like the degree is almost 300,000, not just a degree, not even the cost of living. You're talking about a bachelor's at UM right now. It's about like 30K a semester, 61, 2, 3, 4. You're looking about 250 plus living. You're looking about almost, depending on where you're living at, you're looking about 300K to 350 just for a bachelor's. So
Yeah.
you think that you're going to be able to control a girl that's just that she's just getting her bachelor's back 350,000 just her, and if she's gonna go get her master's and at Ivy League, that's gonna be even more. Another you can add another 200K. So this
Exactly.
woman is spending 500,000, half a million just on her education. You think that she's gonna settle down with you because you're a firefighter, you're a police officer, you're a veteran? Like man, and it's the same thing with women overseas. Like once they have that bag, their demeanor. All I gotta say is, guys, good luck getting those type of women, man. And man, because I never seen guys being able to do it. I seen guys like
That's why they're going in the hood because they know they ain't going to get those type of women.
facts, bro. These dudes have nothing to offer. And you know what? I want to tell you something, guys. I had classes with Venezuelans. Yes, Venezuelans that are in Venezuela, and they're the rich ones. And I was just like, that was like so shocking. I was like, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Caracas. I'm coming over here for this semester. Man, if you think for a second that just because Venezuela is a poor country that they don't have some top tier people over there, like I remember I went to my friend's party. He had like a brickle, and he had a nice apartment, sky view. He was paying almost like 4 grand a month on it. I don't know how he could afford it, but whatever. And so I'm just there, and like all the people that show up are Venezuelans, and I'm just like, man, some of these people are in my class. And I was like, man, but some of these Venezuelans have money. And shit, but that's the thing. And I was telling to myself, like, you know what? Most guys, I could hook up with Venezuelans no easy. No, it's not no hard. But these women, bro, saying they look just as good as the other girls that I messed around with, middle class, even in the body of girls. But these girls that were at UM, they look at you like this, like you're a peasant, even if you're American. You know why? Because look, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you the way the game works. Like a lot of these YouTubers, they're not going for the top tier, and nor will they ever be able to get it, man. That's just the reality. The truth hurts, like how Clyde said. Now, can you meet a girl that has a good education that comes from a middle class family? Yes, you can. But now it's a little bit more difficult in Colombia and also even in DR, man. We have such a bad reputation. And DR, we're starting to get a bad reputation as well. Brazil and Rio, I don't know if it's there yet. I wasn't in Rio that long. I moved all throughout the country, so I can't give you like a conclusion. But I know.
DR, I mean, Brazil, I can tell you from my last visit, it's starting to get there.
All right. Yeah, maybe Rio.
It's
But in
starting
other
to get
cities,
there.
not so much because they don't have like who's going to Curitiba or Fortaleza or Porto Alegre or anywhere in Brazil that's outside of Rio. So we're good. And there's beaches, beautiful beaches everywhere. Florianopolis has beautiful beaches. Where else?
Mhm.
Fortaleza has beautiful beaches, great nightlife. Also, Natal has a good, beautiful. Pipa has a beautiful beach scene. And but Americans ain't going over there. And you could meet good-looking Brazilian women in those cities. These dudes have nothing to offer and have weird personalities. Are you
Exactly.
talking about Floyd? Did y'all ever see that video of Floyd? Some YouTuber like that makes fun of the content creators did a video of Floyd. Like I don't know which country he was in. I think he was in DR, where he told a girl hi. Like he waved at a girl like this or something like that, and the girl kind of just like shook him off, and he started cussing her out. It's like bah, 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 calling her the B word, and I was like, wow. I was like, wow, this idiot, man. And this guy really thinks that he's like top tier, man. He's really telling guys like, hey, the girl can't see me in 3 days. she's not the one for me. Like, bro, these professional women are working 60 hours a week, bro. Like, they don't got time for your, like, you think these women that are on the upper class can't tell that you're a bum, bro? The first thing that these women ask you is like, what do you do for a living? So what is Floyd gonna tell them? I wonder what his demeanor is.
Here's the problem with that. And this is where a lot of guys make a mistake. They talk about the dollar stretching far, you know,
Mm.
but here's where you're promoting that. You're promoting that to the financially illiterate. Okay. You got guys who are not financially literate because right now you got guys draining their bank accounts, quitting their jobs to travel
Mm.
just for traveling because they think it's freedom. This is ridiculous. It is because basically you're giving up your life just to go travel and meet, and being African American, we have it hard to try to succeed in life. We really do. And you want to give up work just to go travel and try to do YouTube and all this other stuff, which it's not a guarantee you're going to make money off of YouTube.
Nah, it's not as difficult, man. I think nowadays, if you want to make it in YouTube, I want to switch my content up when I get over there. I have to order a microphone. It's gonna be a fake one, but I want it to look realistic as possible. I want to do like interviews with girls over there, but I want to do like fun stuff. Like I want to go up to like a group of girls and be like, so topic is like, why are the women such liars here? And just make it interesting. I just don't want to be like everybody else and be like, and so you a dream and be like, oh, how can you get a girl? Like, nah, I don't want to do none of that crap. I'm sick and tired of looking at those videos, and I want to do like fun stuff. I go up to a girl like, why do y'all lie so much? Like, why do y'all get like, why do y'all flake so much? Just like stuff that people actually should know about. Like it
Exactly.
is true. The
That
women
would
do
be
lie a lot over there.
that would be really cool. That would be really cool. But see,
I just but make it fun. Like don't make it serious. But like, hey, like, why do y'all lie so much? Like, y'all tell me that it's it's raining outside when it's sunny. Like, just like ha 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 ha. But get that demeanor out of them. Like, and just don't talk about like
yeah,
serious stuff. Like, how do you find love? And can I take you to Cancun to marry you and have like a white horse and have marachis in the background? Do you like that? Nah,
yeah. But
bro.
like I was saying, Ulysses, when you have that money, you don't have a lot of it to survive. And even if your dollar stretches, how you spend your money is the issue. Like someone just told me a story about a guy who worked about what 20 years. He pulled his 401k, which had about $400,000. He
Damn.
moved to Thailand. Right now, he's homeless. He didn't
Damn.
even think about even buying a condo. He was renting.
Man, I would never buy anything in Colombia because their visa policies always change every 5-10 years. So you could buy a building that's like, let's say for example, you buy a condo that's worth like 80K, and because it's under the 80K, you could get like the, how would you call it? It's not the retirement visa, it's the property visa, if I'm correct. So, but then like in 5 years from now or 10 years from now, that building might be crap, and now it's valued at 60K, and now they raised it up. Now your building has to be worth, or your area of living has to be 100K, and so now you're screwed out of luck because now you can't get the business, or I'm sorry, the investment visa or whatever. So now it's just, that's the one thing that a lot of guys will complain about. Colombia is constantly changing their rules and regulations, and that's what I don't like. The only bad thing about Mexico is that if it's a hard time buying like a property by the beach, like anywhere that's by the border, by like the sea, it's really difficult. And but when I
Hmm.
was in Tulum last year, man, beautiful properties. I know not everybody wants to live over there, but for example, like you could go over there and you could see a nice lot of land for 25, 30K, and it's like in a gated community area with swimming pool, gym. You got everything there, and they're constructing it. And you could look at it, and you could be like, "Wow, 25,000!" And you get the thing I didn't like about it too is like the leases are not that long. They're about 4 years or 3 years max. So you would have to give a good deposit of like 15K or a little bit more than half. But the point is, you could get a nice lot of land for 25, 30K, and if you have more money, you could get even a bigger lot, and then you could build your house on it for 85. The guy that was showing me, he's an architect, and so he designs the houses himself. It's like he's telling the average house is about 85 to 100K here. I was like, man, where in the states can you buy like a brand new house for 100,000? You're talking about a 2-story house, 5 bedrooms, 3 restrooms with a swimming pool and a jacuzzi. Like where in the states for 100K? Like not even a damn hood you could buy a house like that. And so that's why there's definitely a lot of opportunities overseas. Just you gotta feel like you gotta move where you feel comfortable. I'm not saying go to Mexico, but I'm just saying wherever you go to, you gotta feel the place and live there for a few years and be like, all right, I feel comfortable living over here.
I'm
So
halfway on
TBC
working on my
says
temp
90,
residency.
93K. All right. Well, when I looked at it 3 years ago, it was 80,000. So now it's 93. Oh well, that's the reason why a lot of guys don't want to like buy stuff over there because they're changing it constantly every 5 years, 10 years. They change it. So your property might not even go up in value. It might go down. So now you're screwed. Now you can't even get the investment visa. So what are you gonna do now? I have
Even
a.
even
I
for
was
like
gonna,
the Mexican, I'm halfway through the process for the temp visa, for the temporary resident permit. They're going to be increasing theirs this year.
mm,
I just barely made the requirement for the on the economic sovereignty. I barely made it for the monthly requirement, and that was pretty high.
mm,
And I got to go over there probably next month. I'll fly out there to get the residency card,
mm,
um, just to see, get a feel for it and see if I want to continue with the process. Because they'll after a year they'll give me the next time I renew it, they'll give me the 4 years, and
mm.
then after 4 years I can apply for a permanent residency. Um, but it's getting harder to get these permits.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what area of Mexico you look at, but Guadalajara has some nice houses over there, man. Yeah, that's what my uncle did. He did like 10 years in the
That's what I'm
army.
looking at. I'm
He
looking at
did
the
10 years in
security
the
stuff.
army. He bought two houses over there. Lives like a damn king, bro. He has like a brand new house and then another one he constructed from the ground up. And he's definitely living the American dream over there like a damn king. He can't live in the States. It's too expensive for him. And at his age, man, he's just like, I'm good. He just moved to the fucking Mexico and just, it is what it is, bro. That's what a lot of guys need to think about because the life quality of life over here is just downgrading. It's expensive. You got so many people from the other states moving to Texas. They're making it more pricier. You got a lot of Californians that are moving over here. People from New York, and it's getting up there, and the rent it's really really
Yeah,
expensive.
man. But see, like I said, people are now making changes on their visa policies and stuff like that, making it harder. They're making it really, really harder. Um, Brazil, Brazil's still kind of easy to get down there.
Mm,
That's and that was another reason because I was going to do a series of videos on how to get the visas and residency permit, but with the way things are going with guys ruining stuff, I decided not to do that because that'd be adding to the problem. So I didn't put those videos out, especially to the hidden gems because I got a couple of them. I didn't want to put those things out.
you gotta gatekeep some of those places.
No, and unfortunately, we have to do that because, like I said, they took it, made it a mess. And this whole gentrification and stuff like that, that's just also being felt in Portugal, Spain, and because they're changing a lot of their visa requirements now. They took away the golden visa.
Yeah, they did. I saw that they took it away. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of changes, and that's because a lot of Chinese and Russian are buying up property, and it's causing a lot of problems and stuff. So we have to be careful when we go into places. If you're not going to learn the language and be part of the community and be part of the culture, why are you constantly going down there? Oh yeah, I forgot. People part of the pervert Pete posse. Um, and it's you see how much of a mess it becomes, and then it's a bad image on us, and it's just like it just ruins it for everybody else who just want to just go down there and travel and have fun. And I'm just talking like normal tourist fun because I've heard now they're stopping certain people in the airports and looking at their phones, all types in Colombia. And it's just like, why I got to go through all this?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't have nothing to hide on my cell phone. I mean, I do got some pictures from some ladies, but I wouldn't give a damn. I'm like, man, I could prove it. Um, yeah, that guy. I think Razor Rays had the guy that he didn't let him inside, but I think he was just nervous, and his demeanor seemed like he was kind of not all there in the head, so they didn't let him inside the country. And so
Yeah,
yeah,
but who else they rejected and not letting the country that don't want to be on Razor Ray shows and stuff like that?
Hmm.
But they, like I said, they are freaking, doing that. And you don't want to go through that type of a process.
Hmm.
But like I said, a lot of these guys, where do they go? They go to the hood. That don't make any sense to me. I'm not going on vacation to go into the hood. I'm going
Yeah,
on
yeah, me
vacation.
neither, man. Like I
I'm
went like twice in Medellin. This time I was there. I went to go watch some soccer games. I was invited, like, but it was like it was a community thing. It was not like a girl invites me, so I'm just gonna hang out with her. I wouldn't do that. She was like, and I know like her, like the friends that we hang out with. They all live in the same block, and it's like safe there. Well, I'm not gonna say it's super safe, but it's like a community thing. Everybody's watching Colombia's soccer team. You know what? When Colombia was playing their final game against Argentina for their cup, I've never seen so many baddies in my life. I think JVC. I don't know if I told you, but that's like I wish I was gonna vlog. I was gonna vlog that day too, but I was like, nah, I want to be so drunk, and I don't want to be drunk on the camera. But I wish I would have took my camera. That was the most beautiful women in large numbers I've ever seen in Medellin in the 7 years that I've been going over there. Like they all came out to watch that game. Like every place was packed. I got lucky that I got a place inside an establishment, but they had like the big screens and Santa. There was like people outside, like women and men and kids and everybody just watching the games from the outside of the bars. They lost obviously, but man, it was like wow, man, I should have vlogged that. But I want to do like my vlogs. I want to do is focus on like interviews now with women, but I want to do like fun interviews, like I said. But I don't want to give too much away. I want to do something that's like unique because I feel like some other content creators are just kind of just doing the same thing, like selling a dream. I don't want to be that dude. Like it's not
And
for.
and that's the thing. They're not telling a full story about coming down to certain countries because, again, cost of living, all because the dollar stretch. You pitching that to the financially illiterate. Seriously, you got guys. I just someone that told me some guy just bought a ticket to the DR and only got $400 in his pocket, and it was just a one way. He ain't got no way to get back home.
We talking
That
about
type of
Jay
stuff.
Rello?
Wasn't Jay Rello,
Oh
but,
my
the,
god.
but you see what's going on in this community. I've heard a whole bunch of horror stories with guys that just don't even know how to travel, and they're trying to go down there and hook up with the pros, but they ain't got no common sense. And they have a return ticket and adequate money to come back.
Hmm. Yeah, but guys, the biggest thing also I always been saying is machismo, guys. Like you gotta stop putting these girls on the pedestal. Like every guy, that girl right there, for example, the one in Comina Trece, every guy kisses her ass. Bro, like me, like if she was to meet somebody like me, she would hate me. And what another guys need to realize is that a girl like that, even though she's good looking, most local Colombian men wouldn't touch her. Like any girl that has the tattoo like on their neck or like anywhere like right here, like I'm sleeved up, so I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but I'm just saying like their perspective of how the locals think over there. And even here, like if you see a chick here, even if she's good looking and she has a tattoo on her neck or right here, you know that she's a bottom feeder. And most guys over here are staying away from those type of women. And over there is even worse. Like some guys will even look at her and be like, "Oh, she likes to go out with bandidos," and that's another thing that guys get there. They get in trouble because I can guarantee you, I could be wrong, but if I had to make a bet, I wouldn't be surprised if her boyfriend or whoever she's dating is a heavy hitter. I would not be surprised. All the best looking women in those barrios, because she's one of them. All their dudes are about that life, and there's some serious players, man, that you don't want to mess with. And that's another thing a lot of these content creators don't talk about. Like, bro, like you're putting people's lives at risk because you think that it's cute going out with this girl. You don't know if her dude's about that life, and their life is so cheap. They kill foreigners all the time. What are they gonna give them? Like 5 years, or they could give them 20 years and they'll be out in 5 years. They don't give a damn. Let me see. I think he is a hitter, Ulysses. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's some of those good-looking women over there, like in the barrios, like her. She's very popular, and everybody knows who she is. So I would have to say, like, if I had to take a guess, I'm 90% sure whoever her dude is, he's big time. He's big time. So me, I would never talk to her just because of that. You're putting her life at risk, man. Colombian men are so jealous. It wouldn't take much for them to just like and delete you. So I'm not doing that. I met a girl at a bar at an American bar, and then when I try to hit on her, one of the dudes stopped me. One of the American guys like, bro, you know who her dude is? Like, nah, her dude like owns this club over here in Paquieres. She's a heavy hitter. I was like, oh shit. But that's just the point. I know another girl that I was hanging out with in the barrio. I went out with her a few times, and I went to her house one time. And then one of the friends told me like, nah, dude, her dude's like in charge of the hood. He's like, he's a bandido. And I was like, damn. And so I stopped hanging out with her because of that, man. But that's another thing I tell guys: be careful with the barrio girls, man. If you're gonna mess around with them, just bring them to your zone. Don't go to their zone because you don't know who's watching. They have eyes at ears everywhere, and it wouldn't take much to be like, hey, isn't that Rosa? Hey, Rosa's going out with a gringo. And it's like, what? Man, I'm just telling you, man. It could be a long day for you. So I see a lot of American guys. That's what happened to that RIP to that Asian American that was deleted last year. He was going out with a barrio girl, and guess who her dude was? A bandido. And as soon as that guy found out, he was like, "Let's get this guy," and they deleted him. Obviously, they got caught or whatever, but he didn't know how the system works. Like, you need to think about, what? No matter how, well, I didn't even think that girl was good looking, but that girl had a tattoo on her neck. That's a red flag. Plus, she lives in the barrio. Like, do you really know who she's messing with? Who her inner circle is? And what happened? We saw that video. I don't know if y'all saw the video of like them holding him, and like you could see the girl in the background, like she's like this, like, oh my god, like come on, you knew what they were gonna do to him. You knew they were gonna do to him.
Now,
And you
do all the women that's with these hitters, do they all have tattoos?
No, they don't, because the girl that I was cool with didn't have no tattoos at all. And she's like a sweet girl. You would look at her, but yeah, they told me like, yeah, my homegirl was like, nah, she likes to like date these type of dudes. And I haven't had a conversation with her. I was like, look, bro. I was like, look, check this out, man. I was like, I know the type of guys that you date, and you know what? You have a son that's 4 years old. And I try to give her some knowledge because I do feel bad for these women. Some of these women don't have like the father figure in their life. She's one of them. And so actually I was in the Isla with her. She used to like going to the strip club. So we're in the strip club with her, and I'm just like, hey, I started like giving her, like some advice. I'm not like, a successful person or anything like that, but I will give her some street advice because I do have friends that were in the streets and they ended up in prison. Some, RIP. And so I was around some of those people. So I was like, look, man, this is what's gonna happen. It's never gonna end up good. He's not gonna end up, in a successful place. There's only two places for that, especially in Colombia: the tumba, which is the grave, and la prisión, which is prison. I was like, that's what you're showing your kid. She started crying. She's like, ooh, she's like, you're right. Ooh. Crying and crying and crying. And I was like, I give her a hug, and then we just said our piece, and I never went out with her again. And she never changed her ways. She's still dating those type of guys. So, and unfortunately, these guys, that's why some of these girls themselves get deleted as well. And I see some of the pictures of so beautiful women that get deleted. I'm like, man, it's so sad. Yeah, I'm sick of these gold digger videos that where they jump guys in a luxury car after getting rejected. So many related concepts. I feel more comfortable in DR than any other country. Yeah, DR's like you don't have to worry about safety issues. I would say Santo Domingo can be a little bit dangerous though. Sorry, maybe it's because I'm half Jamaican. But I think every country except for Colombia and Brazil, well, I would say Rio, has been really dangerous for foreigners. And now they're starting to target foreigners and Rio, unfortunately, man. Man, it's getting bad out there, man. It's oh man.
Yeah.
These body girls will backdoor your ass really quick. Yeah, 100%, man. Like I don't know if y'all seen that video. Man, I wish I could have put it on here. I didn't think I was gonna talk about it, but it's just a 2 second clip. But in the 2 second clip, you could see that Asian guy that was murdered, RIP to him, and you could see like the girl just like how would you say, just like making the facial expressions in the back, like you didn't know that was gonna happen. Actually, in that clip, the mayor comes out and they're talking to the mayor, and so they ask the mayor's like, so like what's going on? They're murdering a lot of foreigners. Oh yeah, but these guys are looking for the bad things. I'm like, bro, like, come on, this has been going on for decades. Like even Vice did a special on it 2014, 13, before the Americans started going in large numbers. This is an epidemic. And so he kind of just danced around like average Colombians do. And so he was just pretty much saying that he doesn't care. And he's like, we're tackling the problem. No, you're not, bro. I've had 3 girls in the last 2 months or a few months in Tinder try to drug me in the sense where they were telling me, oh, let's go to your apartment. And when I told them, well, do you have social media? Like, no, I don't. Or where they're drugging Americans. And as soon as I said that, they blocked me. So why do you think that is? But there's an American out there that's going to have that girl, and she's going to send a picture of her friend. Oh, man, my friend, we could have a threesome. And that's why these guys are getting caught and shit, because they're not doing their due diligence. Colombia is one of those places that doesn't play, and life is really cheap. And guys are starting to find out with equipment, they don't care you're an American because the government isn't doing nothing. Medellin is on the next level where they're starting to blame us the same way they blame Venezuelans. The same way they look at Venezuelans, they're starting to look at us that way, which is not a good thing, guys. Believe me when I tell you that, man. And so if they see it like this, the more gringos that get deleted, less gringos come over here. Good for us. I've seen it in the comments. When every time they drug an American, let's make Medellin dangerous again. And so they don't care, man. They really don't. I'm not saying like all of them think that way, but there is starting to be a majority of people that are blaming us. Like I talked about, like the Comina 13 girl, how she said, "Oh, the reason why Colombians can't go to the next level because we're there." So that victim blame mentality, that the mayor, everybody, is not helping, man. Do I think things will change? No, because I think their culture has always been like that. Unfortunately, guys, if you go to Colombia, be really safe, move right, stay the hell away from Tinder. I'm not saying that you can't get got if you don't use Tinder, but Tinder, like I went on a date with a girl when I was there like a few months ago, and she showed me her Tinder and she showed me her phone just like this right now, this phone that I have right here. She goes, "Mira, Ulises," and she was showing me her Tinder. All the foreigners asking her for sex for money, and so that's why I tell her like the game has been like it's off now. Tinder, you're not gonna meet a decent women on there because just for the simple fact that all the thirsty Americans are on there and they
Same
scared the
thing in Brazil.
yeah,
Same
same,
in
yeah,
Rio.
same thing in Brazil. Yeah, same thing in Rio as well. Like when I was in Rio, I couldn't meet not one girl on Tinder. I was like, man, what's going on? Is it me? It's like, no, it's because of thirstiness, man. So it is what it is, guys. Just you gotta learn to adapt. You gotta learn. Like I'm from an old school area where we used to actually parking lot pimp. In Texas, that's what we used to do. We used to be in the parking lot after the club would close, and we would see girls, and we would go up to them, and we used to get numbers, sometimes even hang out with them. That's how. That's the kind of era that I come from. So I have no issue doing that if that's what it means to meeting women, you know. But this new era of people, man, I think it's a lot of non-traveling fellas and those chicks. Yeah, of course, Clyde. I 100% agree. Well, my guess, remember I had over here Neon. He was talking about that guy was sending the girl like a huge amount of money. His ex-girlfriend, like $700 per month, and she was doing like scenes with dudes on the webcam and stuff like that. So, and this guy didn't even own a passport. But this girl, I don't think he went into too much detail, but the detail was that the girl was telling them, "Oh, I'm gonna get my visa. Like it takes like 2 years to get a damn visa appointment in Colombia." Much less get the visa approved. And this girl was lying to this American, telling him, "Yeah, in 6 months I'll be over there to go start a family with you." But she was just hustling in this guy. And so yeah, you're 100% correct. Like a lot of these guys don't even own a passport. So it is what it is. As a matter of fact, I had a Nigerian girl the other day tell me I have an American that sends me money, and I was like, "Has he been to Nigeria?" You're like, "No," but he sends me a couple of $100 a month, and I'm like, "Cool," but that ain't me. And she was like, "You're not gonna help me?" I was like, "Nope." I was like, I'm so good, man. I was like, and I told her, I was like, does this guy even own a passport? She's like, no, it doesn't matter. But that's the thing. Like, simps have infiltrated the travel community, so it's affecting us all in a negative way, unfortunately. To me,
Simps,
yeah,
Simps, and the pervs that are getting in this travel community is
yeah. I mean, I don't want to mention no names, but I mean, I look at Floyd, man. I'm just like, man, bro. I mean, he really thinks like he has something to offer a girl. Like, come on, bro. You don't even have a stable income. Like the most basic, even a good girl, if she wants a basic thing for a man, is a provider that could at least have a decent job and brings a decent income. You don't even got that, bro.
And see, here's the thing. Everybody's quitting their jobs in America just to go overseas and travel and think that's freedom. And they ain't got a pot to urinate in and a window to throw it out of. Because here's the thing. If you have certain skill sets, these countries will give you permanent residency. They'll give it to you. Like if you got IT, cybersecurity, medical, aviation, which are needed in certain countries, they'll give it to you. Once you get hired over there and you want to apply for residency, once they tell you, okay, this dude's a doctor, they'll give you um, residency, and that would be an easy way to just move into that country, easy
Yeah,
peasy.
yeah. Like that's I think they got their own H-1B1 visas in those countries. So as Passport Blueprint said, if you have the skill set, you can actually move to these countries and get a higher paying job in these countries. Where you can get a nice job while living in these countries. You just got to bring something to the table. because a lot of these countries also they want something, they want the best out of the best going over there. So it's like so you got to bring something to the table. That is another, that's a good tip of Passport Blueprint.
Yeah, you're not going to make US pay, but you're going to make their pay, which is probably high. If not, it's going to be at least a decent salary to you to live off of. But at the same time, these guys are just like, they're not even working on getting the skills and the experience to go do that, and it screws them over because they want to go and be like you said, selling, you got YouTubers selling them a dream, but they're not telling the full story. They're not telling them everything because they're so into the whole, yeah, she'll treat you right. She'll treat you like a king. But you what? Some piss poor king living in the freaking favelas?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think
You're
like
Burger King, basically.
do you think that eventually like it'll get so bad that a lot of the passport bros that used to claim it would eventually drop the claim when like a lot of the women just don't want nothing to do with them?
Oh,
Excluding
this
the guys that are looking for pros, but just like regular guys like, yeah, I'm in the passport bro movement. But you think a lot of guys are just gonna disown it after a while?
some of us are starting to do that, including myself.
Mm.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I think that's gonna be like some kind of civil war between the space. So a lot of guys are gonna exit the space. A lot of
Mm.
guys are gonna exit the movement.
Wasn't
Also the
wasn't
decent guys,
um
they're
Austin
gonna
one of the
exit.
first ones?
Who?
Austin Allman wasn't the first one that exited
Oh,
because what
he's the first. He's the first one, and he was one of the first ones that officially came out and said, "Hey, I'm no longer with the movement." He even removed
happened?
his tattoo.
Mm.
And I kind of agree with him because there's a lot of fuckery going on in the space.
Mm.
Austin Holloman right now, he's happy in Kenya. I mean, if he found, it seems like he found his niche over there. It's he's doing his thing over there. But he just didn't want to be the face of the movement. He just, that's why he had that video up. He said, "Hey, I'm no longer a passport bro," and
Mm.
he removed his passport bro tattoo. So
And me and average, not to cut you off, but me and Average Man Unplugged did a video on that too, and we not part of the movement after we came back from Brazil
Mm.
because of the fuckery that's going on.
Yeah, man, I saw one brother over there, man, start like a fight the first day I was there for New Year's. And man, I think he was trying to hit on some dude's chick, and like I don't know if he knew the girl had a boyfriend, but the guy started like insulting him. I didn't even know the guy. I just walked away from him. I was like, I'm good, bro. And like a week later, I see him in I forgot what area it was. It was by not by Lapa, Pedro del Sal. I saw him by there, and he had like jewelry on. I was like, man, this guy's like in the worst area. It's like, man, bro, like guy from LA, and I was like, man, young brother. But I feel like even if I also try to like give him some advice, I think it's just gonna go one ear and not the other, man. Like, so I just don't even say nothing.
yeah, I've seen like in the past, like when I was in Medellin, I've seen guys with jewelry and all that, and it's like part of me want to just give them the heads up. Then the other part of me will be like, man, these guys are not gonna listen, man. They're gonna be like, man, why are you getting in our business? So I don't want to be that guy. So I just, sometimes people can learn through experience, So experience is like the number one lesson, But I think the movement right now, what's happening right now, is gonna balkanize. So a lot of guys are going their separate ways.
Mm.
Like even me, is like I kind of, you know, I pointed out my gatekeeping places. Like I'm gonna go to those places, just move smart, have fun, come back to the states, do the same thing until I can find something long term, overseas,
Mm.
but this these spots, man, and me, associating with the group is not my thing, man. It's like even in real life, man, like when I'm taking time off and at work and all that, it's like I don't even associate it with the movement. It's like if I get asked even at the airport, if because I've heard cases where people get asked, "Are you a passport bro?" It's like you gotta say at that point. I'm gonna say I'm not a passport bro. I've been traveling. Actually, I've been traveling way before the passport bro movement came out.
Same
So it's
here.
like, I'm pretty sure you guys, you two in a panel and the people in the chat, been traveling way before the passport bro movement came out. The only guy that came, not came out with this term, but ever since Austin Holloman came to the space, he developed that name, which already existed, but he kind of mainstream. He put the name on mainstream so he can get the word out. But I've been traveling way before this name came out. This movement. So it's like, and I'll travel if it like collapses afterwards. So it's like it is what it is. Go ahead.
Let me see. If you're living in Colombia and in any country working for an American corporation, I promise you'll be seen as gold by the women. But you need to get your career together. Bug spots are Panama and Peru. I don't like Panama. It would be disrespectful to myself to label my travels after traveling for so long before hashtags. Yeah, I feel the same way. I was like, I don't care, man.
Yeah, who cares? It's just, and then they're grouping everybody else into this whole thing, like expats, they're passport bros, or digital nomads, they're passport bros. No, they're their own separate category, and they're putting, sex tourists, passport bros. No, it's their own separate categories. They're just hiding behind it because they don't want to admit that they're sex tourists.
I don't want to see these fools overseas. I don't either, bro. I happened to run into one of them at a Hooters bar and Panama, and he was just like talking to me. I was like, "Yeah, my girl, she went to Mexico," and I was like, "Yeah, bro, she's a working girl, dog." Like, I happened to see her on Tinder like 2 years ago, and she was like half naked, and I was like, "Bro, she's still working." Like, but as soon as his money ran out, what did she do? She left him and she went straight to Mexico to go work. And he was mad. He's like, I did a lot of things for that kid. And I was like, well, it doesn't matter over there. Over there, they're about the fucking the interés, man. They have that culture of Pablo Escobar over there in Medellin. So if you don't got the bag for that girl's gonna just leave you for another one. He was like all hurt about it. He's like, I did things for her, and I was like, bro, like, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like,
And that's the thing, I don't know about Europe, but when you're talking about Latin America and when you're talking about Southeast Asia, it's all about the money, not about the person. And that's where the problem comes in. Maybe we need to go to some place where they consider you as the person rather than your wallet. Maybe we need to go to those destinations.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I think some of the countries in the Middle East, I've been meeting some good women, but I was gonna say shout out to GVC. I was like, bro, like your women are like a little bit, man, too much for me, bro. Like, it's haram that they talk to me and stuff, but they be like giving me that Islam stuff, telling me like I should convert. Like one of the cute ones was telling me like, oh, if you convert, you'd be like the most happiest guy in the universe, and she's so beautiful too. And I'm looking at her, it's like, man, it's I'd be lying to you if I told you I didn't consider it, man. Like
Yeah, I
I'd be
think.
lying if I told you I didn't consider it, man. I'm not gonna sit here and lie
I
to you,
think.
bro.
Yeah. I think like places like Lebanon and Iran, like passport bros are not gonna go there, man. Even if you put it out like that, if you put it on YouTube, they're not gonna go over there.
Oh no.
First of all, the fight is too long. Second of all, it's just how I said the policies are gonna be different. It's like they can't, a lot of the passport bros or whatever, they can't move the same way they would do in Colombia or DR. So it's like a different way you got to move. Like heck, even the Middle Eastern guys. I've heard that what happens like in these countries, sex before marriage is prohibited. So what they do is like they do that weak marriage thing, and they get with a temporarily wife over there, and their wife wife them like that, have their fun, come back to either Europe or to the States. But it's like a different way you got to move out there. It's a very slow pace, but it's definitely one of the areas where you can actually find a wife over there,
Hey,
man.
if you convert, you're allowed to have. It's so weird. Their
Four
religion, like
wives,
a
yeah,
woman, a Muslim woman is not allowed to marry outside her religion, but a Muslim man can't.
yeah.
Can. So a Muslim man can marry like somebody that's from like Asia or whatever, etc. But it's so weird because like I talked to this one girl. She gets so angry. I'd be like, man, I'm gonna have like 4 wives, and she starts talking shit. But I'm like, hey, it's part of the rules, man. Like, I don't make the rules, baby. Like, when you get She's like, how can you afford 4 wives? I was like, hey, I can make it happen. It's Algeria, man.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious, man.
And plus,
that's
when you look at the Middle East is very ultra conservative. So
yeah.
they are
Uh,
not going to be able to do that whole smash and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen.
mhm. I mean, you got, like I said, you got to actually move over there, be there for longer periods of time to even find something decent. But you going out there for a week and just smashing that's not gonna work over there.
Nah. But
Definitely
they
not.
have good women
That's
over
going
there.
to get
That's
you
the
in
thing,
jail,
though.
actually.
Yeah,
You could break
and
into the Christian community, bro, not the Muslim, because they have a Christian community in Algeria, also in Syria has one. Jordan, every Muslim, especially Lebanon
Israel
too.
has one too.
Yeah, Lebanon has a big, obviously they just had a war, so I wouldn't go over there right now. Fuck that. But Lebanon has a huge Christian community as well, and so like if you're able to break into that, I don't know, you could probably still find a Christian girl that's still a virgin, maybe. I don't know. I
Yeah,
I can't never dated one, so I don't want to like sell people a dream.
I
But
think I think that's gonna be my next area where I'm gonna
but
look.
we could all agree though, the good things of life ain't easy to come by. Getting in shape
Exactly.
is not easy to come by.
And that's how it is. It's like the harder it is for something to get, the better the reward. Like,
But
for
imagine if
example,
you get a 23-year-old girl that's a lawyer, that's still a virgin, like, she's Christian and she lives over here. I would never move out of that country. Like, I don't know how
yeah,
Syria is gonna be, but I'm looking at Syria too. Who was it? What's his name went over there?
I,
That
s-
Greek YouTuber. I forget his name.
is
I
it
would
is it
stay out of
Black Man the
Syria, bro.
Traveler? The Black Man the Traveler went
No,
out there.
no, the Greek guy, the Greece guy. I talked about him before. I met him in person a few times, man. Timmy Carter. Yeah, yeah.
I would stay out of Syria.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go over there anytime soon, but I'm just saying, like, if it does get back on his feet,
Guys, don't sleep on Oman. Man, I've been watching videos of it, man. The women look beautiful, and it's one of the most peaceful countries out there in the Middle East. Uh, but yeah, man, it's that part of the world. You actually got to move over there. I mean, if you want to find something decent, you got to move over there. You got to move different. You gotta act like. I mean, you can't be moving the same way you do in Colombia or all that. And also, you gotta, it's just a long term thing you're looking for over there when you're out there, you know. And it's like you can find something decent if you all actually go over there. Because, like, I don't know if you guys follow the one dude, International Passport, but he been having dudes that been there in those places and got married and all that, you know.
Yeah, Israel right now. I don't. It's starting to become a ghost town because the economy is gone.
oh man, they lost a lot of guys. A lot of guys, they're gonna start reconstructing the whole infrastructure because so many guys are like in wheelchairs. Like I was watching a video the other day of the hospital. I was like, damn. And not to mention the guys are gonna start dealing with PTSD, offing themselves. I saw a video of this dude that veteran that went to the Knesset. Man, he pointed at his wife. You see my wife right there? I beat her up every single day for no reason. I'm like, shit, bro. Like, he's like, you see this girl over here? I fucking smell dead bodies. And like, he was crying, bro. I feel bad for him, dude. But I was like, dude, you knew what you were getting in yourself into. You should have just said no and took your 60 days in jail. Now you're gonna have PTSD for the. He's probably gonna commit suicide. I know he is. I
Yeah,
don't think there's no
it's a
helping him.
ghost town right now. Even though you could still go over to Tel Aviv, but right now a lot of Israelis is left. They're in Thailand,
They have the Israelis that I
Malta,
met
they're in
traveling. They're in the
Greece.
states right now. They're in the states. A lot of them are in Mexico too, as well. Like I see a lot of them on IG. I'm like, damn, these they. I mean, that's the thing. They love their country so much, but why are you leaving in the most crisis your country's ever been? And that's why I say like a lot of Israelis are fake, bro. Because like Americans, they stick to each other. Like when World War II happened, you go watch the videos of like the recruiting offices after Pearl Harbor. Thousands of Americans in the recruiting offices. Did you see that in Israel? What
Well, here's
happened? It was the opposite. Thousands got on the like 350,000 left within a few months.
here's the thing. What happened is basically when you look at Israel, first of all, if Israel gets into a war, they'll lose most of their GDP. But since this war has gone, well, basically they're fighting two wars now. Their GDP is gone. Okay, their economy tanked. And the rules and regulations, the laws that they're putting in right now is very oppressive. Like there's a lot of people who are very pro-Palestinian. They want peace, but they're putting up laws saying that if you have anything on social media that supports the Palestinians, like you want to end the war and make peace with Palestinians, you get arrested.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
He just Bibi is
Yeah,
a
I mean, I've
bad
seen a
dude,
lot
man.
of Israelis in Latin America just traveling. Like, for example, when I went to Belize and I crossed over to Guatemala, man, I met these two beautiful Israeli chicks. This is my first time meeting Israeli chicks ever, bro. Bro, they were just gorgeous. I chopped it up with them, and it was like that's when I realized, man, like Israel and Palestine got some fine looking women, guys.
They do.
Man, whew, like you're talking about, they're gonna put you put them next to Colombian women. I take Israeli women and Palestinian women all day. More importantly, I take a Palestinian women because Palestinian women are more curvier, and they also got the looks too. You know.
Palestinian and
Fuck, I was
Israeli.
just about to convert to Islam as well, bro.
A lot of those. What
You
is it?
never know because you can meet that Cinderella girl and that just like changes your life. And you're like, you know what, man? I've been in this game for so many years. Why not?
Man,
What do I got to lose?
Let me tell you, Palestinian women and Iranian women are the two most gorgeous women I have ever came across.
I know. I went to
man.
Bethlehem, bro. Oh my god, bro.
I
Whew.
would say those two girls. So I would say so far out of all the girls I came across, I would say, man, Moroccan is number
Yeah,
one.
but Moroccan women are like
I,
Pisces,
I
bro. They're
would
gold
say
diggers,
Moroccan and
man.
Algerian because when I went to Montreal, Canada, so Montreal, Canada has a very, very large North African community. And bro, like you see them, bro, it's like they just dimes after dimes. And it's like I said, they're not even compared to Colombian women because these girls, Moroccan women, Algerian women, they just naturally just curvy and also they're beautiful at the same time. Where in Colombia, it's like a lot of the girls are on BBLs and it's like it's not natural. Where a lot of these Middle Eastern girls, they just look naturally just curvy,
Hmm.
without even getting the implants in. And it's like they're beautiful too.
I wouldn't fuck with Moroccan girls. They look like they've been told like they're like gold diggers. They're like kind of like the Colombian mindset, bro. But I think they're different a little bit more like in Algeria and Tunisia and stuff like that. But Morocco, I've seen some fine ones, but I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro.
Yo, you gotta do it one of these days. You gotta do a Tinder. You gotta share your screen on Tinder and show us the receipts on Morocco. So the
Why,
chicks.
dude? I was talking to one, but she was like, I could tell she was a gold digger because she was talking about like, let me see, I have her pictures right here. She was talking about, I'm looking for a husband, and but I'm looking for a guy that can financially take care of me. At least she was honest, I'll give her that. But she told me straight up, she's like, I'm studying engineering, but if I find a husband, I'll quit. I was like, yeah, no. That's to me, that was the rowdy ass, but she's very beautiful, man. Damn, let me see a picture right here. Let me share it. Let me put myself on the big screen if I could share it. Hold on, man. Hold on. Solo layout. Let me see. Man, she's gorgeous though, man. She was so beautiful right here.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
You see
beautiful.
what I was talking about? The hips I was talking about. You see, if you go back to the other picture, you'll see the natural just hips on them, man.
Yeah, she told me if I find a suitable husband, I will stop studying. I want to get married and I want a guy that gives me what I want and I'll give him what he wants. She's pretty much saying she's a gold digger, but I respect that. At least she's not selling me a dream. I was like, nah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I
Hey,
think.
listen, I got a question. Because I've heard you use this term. What exactly is paisa?
Pisces, the girls that are from Medellin, They couldn't, and the girls that are from Bogota, they consider themselves rolas, and then the girls from Cali or that area, the are considered the costeñas.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would like to correct you, Ulysses. So Paisa refers to the people or the girls from the Antioquia state.
Yeah,
So
Medellin girls. Yeah, the Antioquia. Yeah,
no,
Medellin.
it's not. So Medellin is the city, but
Yeah,
Antioquia
yeah,
is the
yeah, yeah.
state.
You're correct. You're
So
correct.
I
It's
I've
Antioquia.
I've met like girls from Pereira, and they were saying, oh, they Paisa. Girls from Manizales, they're referring to their Paisa. So it's
Mm.
like what it's referring to is that state, that
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
Antioquia.
course, of
Yeah, so
course.
it's not just Medellin; it's like the whole
Yeah,
Antioquia state, which is like a very, very big state.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Bug is 100% correct. The Codford region people, but I think they don't consider themselves Pisces so much. I don't know. JVC would probably be able to answer that because he lives in those coffee regions. But uh, let me see the coffee regions peoples. Yeah, yeah. Armenia, Manizales, Pereira. I went to where was it? Pereira. Yeah, Pereira was all right. I was there for 2 days. Beautiful woman as well, but it's more calmer than Medellin. Like if somebody just gets tired of Medellin, they could just go to Pereira. Obviously, it's not gonna have the same crazy nightlife, but it's gonna be more relaxed, more safer, and a lot more cheaper. Actually, anywhere outside of Cartagena and Medellin and even Bogota is gonna be cheap. Like you could get a nice apartment in Cali, Colombia for like 450, 500, like a big apartment too, with like sofas, big TV, everything. But Medellin just getting like so expensive, man. Though, and man, COVID ruined everything, man. I don't even blame. I'm not even gonna blame Passport Bros because even Quintana Roo got ruined. Like Tulum, man. The condo that I rented last year for like was it $900. Now it's like 1,300. Like, oh my god, man. Everywhere is getting so expensive. Anywhere that Americans are out of foreigners is just it's just too much, man. But anyways, that girl is good looking. So any guy wants to convert and marry that girl, she's she already said what she wants, man. You passport bros talking about looking for wives. That's it right there, man. I don't know. Buck Travel might convert for her. Man, she's like what 19? I think she told me. I was like, nah, man, screw that shit. But the fact that she said that she wants to quit school, I was like, nah. I was straight up with her. It's like, nah, man. I don't want a girl to quit school and shit. I want her to like finish school and have like work. But she's not looking for a husband that's just gonna take care of her. She's gonna really looking for a guy that's gonna take care of everything, take care of her because she's not working. So I'm good with that. That shit, man. I remember Passport Blueprint. You said that you lived in Israel. Did you ever date any of the women over there seriously, or you just like ran, like you just like kind of did your own thing?
I did my own thing. I didn't do any dating at all. I was just study. I went to school there. Plus, I'm a little bit too old for those girls to be dating. But I, had luncheon dates with a few of them. Just to have lunch and stuff like that. That's it. But date romantically or even trying to seek anything romantically, nah,
Mm-hmm.
none of that. These some of them were just too immature for me. Before I left, I had a lunch. A girl wanted to see me before I go, so we hooked up for lunch. And Moroccan girl on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
cute girl. But she just wanted to see me, and this was during COVID. Because I was kind of like a father figure for most of these girls,
Mm-hmm.
so they saw me as a dad. Um, I kind of protected her because there was some creepy janitor kind of like stalking her, and I kind of put a squash to that situation. So,
Mm-hmm.
so she kind of clinged on me like a father, a protector and stuff like that. So that was, just made contact with her recently, and she was just happy to, to hear from me and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of the girls that I still communicate with is more father figure type thing.
Interesting. Would you say that the demeanor of the Palestinians were they more open to you, or the Israelis more open to you?
I would say, well, you kind of got to be careful because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of it's going to be based on race.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Palestinians were cool with me, so was with the Israelis, but it's when you look at that country, it's politically far right, but socially far left.
Mm-hmm.
There is no center. If you were centered, it was a coin toss.
Mm.
Um, Pretty much when it came down to relationships, it was basically I wasn't getting any play from either side.
You
Okay,
think religion played a part in it, or race, or?
it would be more race because they would tend to be more with the white boys than anything else.
Huh. Kind of like the Mexicans or the Argentinians. They don't. They look at us like doo doo. Just
Yeah,
keeping it real, man. They'll get though, man. You could be like a Harvard graduate with a law degree, and they'll still pick that backpacker from the hostel that has flip flops that are falling apart just because he's a white guy. They have that white colonial mindset in Argentina.
exactly.
Yeah, man.
That's the
It
thing.
don't
And,
matter. Like, you can have full pockets and everything successful. That don't mean shit. They'll still get
and
with
dude, I
that.
was getting military because I was using my GI Bill, so I was getting basic housing allowance, and plus I had my disability. I was making buku freaking money when I was over there.
Yeah, but Tel Aviv is so expensive. I remember when I was there, like a burger in the street was like $12, $13. That was like 5 years ago. Man, it was pricey.
Yeah, but it depends on where you went. Here's the thing about that. They jacked up the price because you was a foreigner because they have usually have two menus.
Yeah, maybe
One
that's
menu
what.
for the
Yeah,
locals, one menu for the foreigners.
facts, man. Yeah, yeah, facts. I used to eat
So
a lot of the falafels, the little balls or whatever. Yeah, yeah, the falafel.
yeah, the
That
falafels.
was the cheapest thing. I used to get like a few shekels. Yeah, the falafels, man.
That's why I said going there now, I wouldn't go there now because they see you and they will rip you off. They
Man, that's
will rip
crazy. Do you think a lot of the Israelis are gonna go back, or they're gonna just stay overseas? They're just kind of like,
they're gonna
sometimes.
stay overseas
Yeah.
because the economy right now is it's really, really tragically bad.
Mm.
If you lose if you I know friends that went there and got their citizenship, now they're back home to their original country.
Mm. Do you think what happened with Cuba is going to happen to Israel? Because a lot of people don't realize that Cuba was like a powerhouse. They used to have like one of the best militaries in Latin America. They did a lot of combat in different countries. They had like a highly mobile, combat hardened military. Their economy was not so bad. And then when the Soviet Union collapsed and all the subsidies stopped coming in, all the metal sand, the oil, and all that good stuff, Cuba just collapsed. And I feel like Israel's kind of like the same. I mean, obviously they lead like in the tech sector, so they're not like too far behind in making money. But I feel like militarily, though, I don't think they're gonna be have cutting edge technology if America ever collapses. I think that's the end of Israel.
Well, Israel's army is what they call a construct army. It's kind of like mostly part time.
Yeah.
It's 25% of their army is full time. The rest of it's part timers. The problem with their military is that they don't train like us. They don't have that. I'm gonna just call it. They don't have the heart like us.
No, I
Like
mean, bro, like
you,
I'm seeing that I saw that combat veteran just pretty much point at his wife, said, "I beat the shit out of her." I was like, "Damn, dude, was that necessary?"
dude, these
It's like,
guys.
oh man,
Let me
this
tell you.
wife, oh my god, man, I don't know, it's
Let me
fuck.
tell you. It's not like with us. We get on our off time. As reservists or National Guardsmen. Some of us are in the profession of law enforcement, corrections,
Yeah, yeah.
or some of us are just
We
gun
have we have
enthusiasts.
companies in the U.S. People might not know that get tax breaks if they hire like so many veterans. Like for example, we could throw in Home Depot. That's why they
Mhm.
hire so many veterans because they get like tax write-offs.
Yeah, we get into the gun culture, which, by the way, you can't even own a gun in Israel. But here, we get in the gun culture. We go out, we go shooting, we constantly training, we keeping ourselves fit and ready. We get into a lot of combat sports. We're ready to prepare to go down and kick butt. Just like you just stated, 9/11 happens. What happened? Recruiting officers were filled with people going in the military ready to fight. You don't have that there. You don't have that mentality there.
Mm.
These guys, Hamas has exposed what we thought was the baddest army in the world, one of the baddest armies in the world. They
Man, I watch
reduced
their
them down
videos
to
all the
Girl
time,
Scout.
and I saw a video. Not trying to cut you off, but like one of the first things that we do when we raid, like, even in basic training, like when you raid like a room, like for example, you clear the corners, and if you see something that's like suspicious, especially an IED, you run the hell out of there. And I saw the video where the Hamas, like they're showing the video where they're booby. It's not even a good booby trap. Like it's like a barrel, a blue barrel in a room. Like there's like a room and there's like a small little closet room, and so they have like a huge barrel, like so big, and they fill it with explosives. And I remember the scene, like they have like a camera like hidden, and so you could see the IDF guys, infantry guys clearing the room, and they see the explosive, the barrel, and I'm just like, did it ring off? Like it's like booby trap. Like me, the first thing I would have done is like grab well, I don't know who the team leader is, but the team leader is supposed to, like, clear it first. But if you see something, you run with your ass out and shit. But those guys didn't run out, and this is a real time video. It's not fake, and you just see the bomb go off, and like all those guys are either dead or they're lost an arm or a leg or they're wounded. And I was like,
Exactly.
it was just common sense. Like you see the barrel, and like common sense tells me, like, you know what? This barrel's inside the closet. Let me run out. But their tactics are like really horrible there, man.
Well, let me ask you this, Ulysses, since you've been in the military, what doesn't sound right about this?
Their ranks are off.
No.
I'm seeing a 20-year-old kid that's captain.
Exactly.
I'm like, I'm seeing a 23-year-old that's a major. I'm like, bro, like in the army, you have to be 20 years to get the rank of major. Like, even captain is NCO, sergeant is usually 3 years, and they usually only give it to people that re-enlist. But 3 years NCO, and then E5, 5 years if you're high speed. E7 about 8 to 10 years, E8 11 years and above, and so forth. And the same thing with officer rank. You get your captain after 4 or 5 years, and then major after 10, 11. But I just think they have a bunch of kids leading kids into the combat, so they're taking heavy casualties. I wouldn't say because Hamas, they're great fighters. I'm not going to take that away from them, but still, I would just say like the leadership has let them all down. IDF leadership has let them really, really down. I would like to have this conversation with the IDF next time I talk to them. Like, hey, bro, like, what's going on? Like, how old are your average like team leaders? Because like my team leader was at least like 3 years and had a combat experience. I had a team leader that was a ranger. He got kicked out of the ranger bat, but we had one of the best squads just because the way he moved. Like they used to get after him all the time. We went to NCC and they were like yelling at him, like, bro, like you can't go ramble with your squad and clear rooms by yourselves. Like you need us. And it's like, I know that you're a ranger, you have multiple tours, but my team didn't give a shit. He was Mexican, by the way. He's like, I don't care. Like, I do what I want. And so we're not supposed to do like, procedures not like that. You don't go to a damn building by yourself with one squad. But he was just kind of like so used to like the ranger, like, and special forces are so used to doing their own damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
They just do their own damn thing. Like, like, and so. Hey Z, who are you? Do you want showing your face for like 1 minute? Because I don't want to get like porn bombed or nothing like that. I don't know who Z is. Z, you're in the background. If you don't mind showing your face like really quick or something like that. Hold on, let me see. Oh, okay, all right. Well, all right. Well, I add you to the stage anyways, bro. What's going on, Z? What's going on? Salute.
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you guys a quick question. When it comes on to this whole traveling thing, right? Like, traveling to different countries, meeting women and stuff, do you think like tiers of men exist? Like, like
Yeah, I think you cut off, but I think you're trying to ask him like, what do you mean by tiers? You mean by like levels? Like,
say for instance you go to a different country, like shit, they would just run game with you.
You talking about the women? Like they run game on you? Yeah, bro. That happens
Yeah.
in every country in the world. Some countries are worse than others. I would say DR is really probably the worst ones, and I would throw in Colombia. I would throw in Venezuela. Um, I've heard Ukrainian women are like that as well. I've never gone on over there, so I don't want to comment. But I've heard Ukrainian women. I heard
That's
Moroccan women are
my
really
dream,
bad.
man. I wanted to travel to some of these countries, and hearing these stories, these horror stories, I might as well just stay in the US. It's crazy.
No, you can still go. I mean, you can still go and enjoy your time. It's not all about chasing women, bro. Just enjoy the culture and just try to like meet some decent people. But I think what happens is a lot of guys they have the self delusions where they think that because they have an American passport and US dollars that they're going to meet the love of their life. And that's not how it works. It takes time and you have to live there, because women are pretty smart now. Like, the first thing they ask you, especially in Colombia, is like, do you live here? So if you tell them that you don't live there, they're not going to take you serious. Now, I'm not saying you can't hook up with a girl. You can, but if you're looking for something serious, you definitely have to live. And that's any country. Forget about Colombia, Mexico, or Puerto Rico, or Brazil, or Uruguay, or Argentina. You're gonna have to live in the place for a while, bro. So somebody can take you serious.
Oh, I feel you. No problem. I just wanted to ask that question, because I've seen a lot of stuff going online. Like a lot of these places are getting messed up. Because I know a lot of, us as black men, we got a set of black.
Yeah, I understand, bro. I mean, I understand, bro. 100%. I agree with what you're saying, bro. It's unfortunate some people are messing it up for us, but
And
like
I
I
just
said,
wanted to figure out what's going on.
I just say still go over here for, just keep your head on the swizzle. Don't have expectations. Like, if you're not going over there looking for love and you don't care about that, still go and enjoy yourself, bro. Go have the Corona and sit by the beach and have a good time, bro. I would never tell nobody not to go. All I'm gonna say is just like, don't have expectations to go over here, but like, I want to find the love of my life and I want to have a Walt Disney, Cinderella story and shit. So that's not gonna happen and shit. And that's for everybody, regardless of race. But if you go over there, bro, who knows? You might meet a good woman, bro. But I would just say, just do due diligence. There's a lot of good places that you could go to. Guadalajara, is good. Puerto Rico, San Juan is good. Uh, you could go to, Curitiba, Florianopolis. There's a lot of places that off the beaten path that you could still have a good time, and you can meet decent people. And you want to avoid those crowds, bro. Every
It's
country
very
has a
close to
city
Miami,
that
so that yeah. I'm in
Miami.
Florida, so it's
Yeah,
yeah,
I used to live in Miami. I would never go to Miami to go date, but just
yeah.
you could avoid those crowds, bro. In every country that has cities that don't have those, because remember, even Colombia is a big country, dude, and most passport bros they ain't going to like a place like Barranquilla or Cali, Colombia. They're just going to Cartagena
I'm
or
not gonna lie
Medellin.
to you guys. It's, it's a dystopia. When it comes to dating, it's a dystopia here. So yeah.
Yeah. Miami, bro. So does UNC. Yeah, bro. Go to these places and have a good time, man. Just be aware of your surroundings, bro. Actually, just take it one step at a time. There's other YouTubers that talk about other countries. Shout out to QB. I don't know you ever heard of a QB Passport Flex, and he talks about Mexico. Mexico is also a good place that you could go visit and have a good time. Um, Let me see. Colombia is still good if you're gonna go over there just to relax. But like I said, bro, if you take your heart to these places, then you might be disappointed, bro. I would never tell somebody not to go to a place. All I would say is like, don't go to a place for certain expectations, bro. Just go over there and just have fun, bro, and you'll be all right, bro. Just be careful that some YouTubers do sell you a dream. Be aware of that. But if you're not going over there for those dreams, bro, you'll have a good time.
Yeah, it's all about
Okay.
having fun and enjoying life and enjoying the experience. That's that's true traveling, not going over there to meet women you know and I understand guys are going down there because the dating scene out here is horrible and they want to try something different. But they go into countries where there's an economic disparity and their dollars are going far further over there, and they
Mm,
think they're kings, and they
yeah.
think these women is gonna just flop all over them. It's a lot of scams going on, and some of these scams are dangerous.
Bro, go
That's
off
why,
the beaten path, bro. Go join a dance club. Like some of the most attractive women that I saw in Medellin, they weren't in the clubs. You know where they were at? The bachata dance clubs lessons, bro. Keeping it real. And shout out to Jay. I don't know if I'm saying it right, JQI, but Cali has like a lot of salsa dance classes and schools. And I understand it's not for everybody, right? So I'm not gonna force that upon you or anybody. But even Andre Love Crossing Borders will tell you some of the most attractive women that you'll see are in those classes, and you'd be cool with the dance instructors, especially if you have a female. She'll be like, "Hey, this weekend I'm gonna go with my friends to this club. You want to go dance?" And that's how you meet. That's how you meet acquaintances. But guess what? A lot of the passport bros, they ain't doing that. They ain't taking the classes. They're just going to paquilleres, walking around, talking about like, "Oh, I'm on Tinder, man." Let me tell you something. When I went to that dance class in Medellin a few years ago, those guys, that Americans, the few guys that were there, maybe like three Americans out of like 50 people, they're getting numbers left and right, and that's better than Tinder because they're looking at the girl right there. The girl doesn't have no malintent. She's good. She's good to go. She's out in the open, and people know her because they've seen her before. So you'll be all right, bro. You gotta just think outside the box and shit. There's also volunteer areas that you could do, and you'll meet people. There's cooking classes. You'll meet beautiful women. But you gotta just do outside the box. And it might not sound pretty or sexy. It might not have that sexiness that we all look for. But guess what? That's where the most attractive women are at. Because I seen it with my two eyes. And shit, dude, I seen it with my two eyes. And shit, those salsa classes, bachata classes, they have some fine ass women, and they also have foreign women in those classes. And you know that so many foreign women, especially in Dominican Republic, they go to Las Terenas. Las Terenas is still a hidden gem, by the way. You got so many baddies from all over the world that go to Las Terenas from Europe. I saw a Moroccan girl there. I saw girls from France, from Germany. Beautiful girls that are going over there just to take bachata classes because the lessons are like $20 an hour or something like that, and they have a lot of professional dancers. So they're going over there, and like, there's always something going on in the life. But guess what? Password bros ain't going over there. So that's why I told guys you gotta think outside the box. Not only do you meet local women, but you meet foreign women as well. So you mix it up. So you don't have to worry about a girl from the UK drugging you in Medellin. You feel me, guys? So
Exactly.
that's what I
Even
want.
I'm taking those dance classes here in the U.S.
Yeah, for sure, man. But over there, when I go back to Medellin, I'm definitely gonna take some classes and get some bachata classes, and I can't wait, bro, because you'll meet some decent girls there, man. Beautiful girls. And when I go over there, that's what I want to do. I want to go to CDJ, a spot called Crazy Cut. Yeah, man, you should do that, man. You'll definitely meet some good people, make some good connections. Because walking around Paquetes is like, I feel like it's almost like the Walking Dead now, that area, man. Like, it's so bad now that I know girls for a fact that don't even want to go to Poblado no more because they want to avoid that. Women will come if you're not thirsty and have your stuff together. Yeah, man. Like I said, dancing classes, cooking classes, volunteering. They also have, like, I remember one time I was in the Uber in Medellin, and there's like a huge group of people passing by. They have like the roller skate, like every day. I think it's Thursday. I'm not sure, but they close the lanes and the highways in Medellin, and people roller skate. They have like the rollerblade stuff. I don't know what they call it, roller skate, whatever. And when I was looking at that and I was watching all the beautiful women that were there, I was like, wow, like guys ain't talking about that. You don't see Floyd talking about that. You don't see Austin. You don't see none of these guys that are over there talking about that. But that's the way it is. And shit, like join that roller skate club and shit, and you'll meet women over there. They're doing good things. You don't have to worry about getting drugged, man. For real, for real.
Exactly. I mean, why go to a hip hop club when you can go to a salsa club and do salsa dancing all night and just meet better people? That's just a way of integrating into the culture.
Yeah, you meet beautiful women. You meet foreign women. Because when I was in the bachata class, there was local Medellin women and there's women from the States. So what's up? So what's up, man? Like that's why I told guys, like, why not? Like, you really think going around? That's why, like, some of these guys, like, I don't want to call these dudes out, but like, man, like these young dudes, man. When I see them, I'm gonna talk to them like, hey, bro, like, what are you doing, man? Like, why are you over here in the park every single day? Like, Osborne's one of them. Like, hey, look, this girl takes me home. Like, come on, bro. Like, stop being a nerd and go over here to the dance classes, man. You meet a nice girl, good looking one too. That'll be down for you. But I just think these guys don't know how to talk to women because I'm like, bro, there's so much. These spots. First of all, the dancing classes or the schools all over Colombia are not getting blown up. Why? Because Americans are just too lazy. They rather go walk to Paquetes and spend like, man, if you're into the mongering stuff a few years ago, cool. $60 will get you the whole night. 350 for 2 hours? Are you kidding me, man? I mean, man, like those prices of what those girls are charging now, man, like, man, girlfriend experience, first of all, is dead now in Colombia and in DR and in Brazil as well. So you're paying expensive prices, and as soon as you pay these girls, they want to leave. And so, man, those days are long gone, guys. So, like, man, you're gonna have to do it old school. Like Texas, we used to parking lot people. But guess what? When I go back to Colombia, I'm gonna do classes, and I'm gonna do activities like rollerblading and shit. Like one of the girls that I've known for a while, she does that. She's always been trying to get me to do that, but I want to do that when I go back. They close, like I said, they close that highway lane. I think it's Thursday. I'm not sure. And you can meet cool people. And she's a med student. She's about to graduate in medical school, and so that's good, man. You can meet those good women over there, man. Surprisingly, I met her on Tinder like 2 years ago, but yeah, she's there. There are good women, man. But those women that you meet over there are decent. They ain't looking for foreigners like that. You just have to break into that circle. Um, there
And
are,
you're right. People, we are lazy because here's the thing: you making constant trips to Spanish-speaking countries, and you got apps out there you can learn Spanish, and none of them even bother to take 30 minutes out of their day just to work on Spanish.
Yeah, facts, bro. And you know what? I wanna say that Marty W has a good point. Yeah, yeah, you're dudes are addicted to porn, don't know how to approach one. You know what? If you wanna like you're so addicted to porn, just go to the swinger clubs in Medellin, man. Tuesdays and Thursdays, single man can go. You'll do the same thing and save $300, or I don't know how much they're charging, $200 or $300. Why am I gonna pay $200 when I could pay $15 at the swinger place and get what I have to get? And save myself $80. Save my actually more because you have to take the girl to go drink and eat now. They want all that good stuff. They want to eat 5-star restaurants. So you're pretty much spending what you spend on a date over here in the States over there now. So I'm good, bro. Just go to the swinger place, guys, and you'll have the same good time, man. Just keeping it real. If you're that addicted to porno, man, just go to the swinger place and save yourself $200 or $300. Just being honest, get a discount, man. Get 80% discount. I went to Cartagena and had some fun, but Space and Delirium was longer, and I got bored really quick and had to do activities. Yeah, man, that's good, man. That's good, man. Just think outside the box. I'm telling you, I went to the bachata lessons twice, 2 years ago, and I couldn't believe how the beautiful women that were there. And I'm not selling you a guy as a dream. Like the girls that go over there, even Andre Love Crossing Borders. We were talking about that on Chapabot TV's live last week. Like, bro, the best looking women are that you can meet are in the salsa classes and the bachata classes. Really good looking women, and you see foreign women as well. So you can meet up with a girl that's from Germany or from England that's trying to like dance and be like, hey, but that's just say that your Spanish is not that good. Guess what? Now you met a girl that speaks your language, that's on your level economically. So you don't have to worry about the dangers that you do with regular women. Just be like, hey, you know what? I think your dance really good. What's your number? Hey, let's go over here. Let's go check out this place. All right, man, let's do it.
Is there any particular school you recommend in Cali that we go to do
No,
this?
I don't know any schools. I went to the bachata lessons that I went to were like free, and they're over here and man, I forgot what they're at. This was 2 years ago. I had a dance instructor. I wish I still had her number. I lost everything, her contact information. But she was charged about maybe like $10 for 1 hour, and she would go to your place, and she was really cool. I did like 1 hour with her, and I learned a little bit. And but I got her from that class. Man, I forgot. It used to be like a place in La Setenta, but I don't know if they switched it because this was like I said 2 years ago. So it could have been switched to like what days they go to now and like what areas they're at. So, but if I do get that information, I will try my best to get it. When I go back, I'm gonna take my boy over there because this is for I was not supposed to go to many, but this is my boy's first time. I traveled with him before. He's an army veteran, and actually, there's a movie named after him in the battle that he was in Afghanistan, bro. Orlando Bloom plays his CEO. That's crazy. It's on Netflix, uh, The Outpost. But anyways,
Oh, I saw that movie.
yeah, yeah, he was in that. He was the medic. But anyways, he's a good dude. I went to university with him. Good dude. But I traveled with him to different countries, but I haven't seen him in 4 years. And he already just finished his master's degree like the other day. And it's like, bro, I want to take a year off before I get my PhD. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Colombia because he has a clothing business. Actually, the T-shirt that I'm wearing is his Jaxie right here.
Hmm.
And so he has his clothing company. So what he wants to do is like cut the middleman out and go to Colombia and see if he could get a supply for cheap. And I was like, yeah, bro, you can. Like, you're looking at maybe like $2 a T-shirt now. So his stuff, instead of selling a T-shirt for $20, now he can sell it for like, $10 or something like more affordable to like Americans. And so I thought that was pretty good. And he has a few business ideas. So I was like, you know what, let me go with this dude because if something happens to him, I will never forgive myself. So I got an apartment with him for like 2 months and show him the ropes. And after that, he's on his own. And I'm gonna go straight to Mexico. I was supposed to go to Mexico, but I'm still gonna go to Mexico right after Colombia. I haven't been to Mexico in a year, and I can't wait.
When you going to Mexico?
I think in March and not April.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll probably because I'm planning on going to.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there for a couple of months, man, at least 3 or 4 months. My punk ass is gonna be in Mexico for a minute, man.
Well, let me know which part of Mexico you're gonna go because
I'm gonna be in Quintana Roo, I think, for a month, and then I'm gonna do Oaxaca. I've never been there. I'll probably do Oaxaca for 2 weeks or maybe a month if I like it, and then from there I'll go to Guadalajara for a month and a half and be with my family.
Well, let me know when you're in Guadalajara because I got to go over there and check that out.
Yeah, yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know like at least like a month. When I do a live, I'll let you know like a month and a half or whatever. Like, hey, I'm gonna go to Guadalajara or whatever. So yeah, Guadalajara is dope, man. Guadalajara is like Medellin minus the bullshit. Like Guadalajara has beautiful women, good nightlife, good food, just all the dumb shit that you don't want in Medellin. It's not there in Guadalajara. It's just like even guys that live in Guadalajara would tell you that the city that closely resembles Guadalajara is Medellin, but it obviously has a different culture. You know what I'm saying? But it has great weather, great nightlife, good. Damn, the best food of all of Mexico is there. You got Tequila Town. You could do the tequila tour. Jose Cuervo has a tour with the train. I think it's about $100. And you go on the train and they take you to the distilleries and you learn the history of tequila and all that great stuff. There's also a city called damn, what's it called? Mazatlan, I think. And it's like 2 hours away, but it's considered the Switzerland of Mexico, 2 hours away from Guadalajara. People rent cabins there during the wintertime. Like if you meet a nice girl, you could get a date over there, and the girls will love going over there. So you could go over there, take her to the cabin, have a fireplace, not that expensive. And so you got that, and just the city itself, man. Not only that, guys, but the World Cup is gonna start like next year. And yeah, I got you, bro. Let me save it.
Yeah, I just threw my email in the chat. Buck, you can also grab the email if you want. Let me know. Maybe we'll do a collab.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, guys, Mexico is gonna have the World Cup. Also, United States and Canada. But let's keep it real. And United States, I don't know if y'all gone to the football stadiums, but last time I went to the Cowboys stadium a few years ago, they stopped selling alcohol after halftime. So that's pretty. I'm not gonna say the word. I forgot it's monetized. That just says pretty loopy that they're gonna do that. I don't know if they're gonna do that in the World Cup, but I'm pretty sure they are. So it starts June of 2026, and even if you're not into soccer and all that stuff, because I know a lot of guys ain't, that's still a good place because you're gonna have a lot of people from all over the world in Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey. But I recommend Guadalajara and Mexico City. But I think Guadalajara would be a little bit more better as far as your dollar will go further out. But if you could get a place over there for the first 2 weeks over there, man, I'm telling you, you're gonna have people from all over the world, girls from all over the world, from England, from France, from Germany. It's gonna be a buffet, guys. Let's just say that. And so also then Canada. Yeah, yeah, Canada too, but come on, man. Like it's not gonna be Mexico is gonna be crazy, man. Like let's just keep it real. I know for a fact they're probably gonna stop selling alcohol after halftime, so I'm good. I might see a game in Texas because I know for a fact they're gonna have a game in Dallas. So I might see it. I might be like they have cheap plane tickets from here to Guadalajara. So I might just like do one game in Texas and then do one game in Mexico and Guadalajara or whatever. So I want to see if I could buy several tickets. But I'll tell you this, guys. Guadalajara 2026 or Mexico City, you want to be there, guys. You don't want to miss that. Forget about Colombia, forget about all these countries. Go there, guys. Even if you don't want to watch the games, just go over there. It's gonna be a fresh. Let me see. Breath of fresh air. Then talk to creators in the Matrix USA. Plan on going on Rio after Carnival. Yeah, 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 man. So it's gonna be there, man. It's gonna be great. Mexicans love to party, but not only that, but like I said, you're gonna have people from all over the world: UK, England, UK, Spain, France, Portugal, Brazil, for sure. You're gonna have a lot of Colombians because the Colombians are gonna go into the World Cup. Argentinians already there, so you're gonna have people from all over. So you want to meet, mix with people, and have a good time. That's definitely, and I can't wait. As a Mexican, we've had 2 World Cups, but I wasn't born yet. I think the last one was like in the '80s or something. But yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm really, really excited, man. I can. I wish the World Cup was gonna be just held in Mexico, but you know, it is what it is, man. But it's still gonna be a good time, man. Especially in Mexico and Guadalajara, it's gonna be crazy, guys. I can't tell you to pencil that in. You got like over 18 months to plan for that shit, so there's no excuse, guys. And I'm already. That's exactly why I'm coming back early for my travels. Like by June, July, I'm gonna like get like a normal job and just like save up for like 7, 8 months, and I can't wait. I have family over there in Guadalajara, so I don't have to get a damn hotel. But I'm telling you guys, it's going down. That's it's going 86. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the year that I was near boring shit, man. But I can't wait. But I want to end the live already because it's kind of late. But do you have any final thoughts? Passport Blueprint.
Nah, another good live stream. Very informative as usual. Like I said, I'm gonna be heading over to Mexico. Gonna try to get there either this month or somewhere in the middle of next month, and finish up the process for my temp residency. And I want to take a trip out to Guadalajara and check it out because it's one of the cities I have in mind to get my condo. We'll check that out.
Yeah,
And
you'll love it, bro.
hopefully,
You'll love it, bro. You've been to Medellin, right?
no, I haven't been to
Oh, okay,
Colombia.
all right. But yeah, it's you'll love to eat, man, for sure, man. The taco stands, like you could go to like a local taco stand down the street, and they actually have malls that have like American restaurants as well. So like you could eat American style food once in a while. They have like steakhouses, Applebee's, TGI Fridays, and like they have a Hooters and in Guadalajara. They have obviously McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, like everything. But they also like they have the Mexican restaurants, traditional ones. Man, it's so good. They also have one of the biggest indoor markets in Latin America in San Juan de Dios. So you could go over there and buy anything that you need. They have
But if
food.
anything, I'm gonna plan it and try to plot it around the time you're gonna be there, so that way we can do
Yeah,
it.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know like at least 2 months out in advance because I don't want to stay in Colombia more than 2 months. Like I said, and I'm gonna go to
Yeah,
Mexico.
so if you're gonna be down in Guadalajara, I'll set something up where we can do a collab.
All right, that's good, man. I linked up with another YouTuber. Yeah, like when I was there, like last year, he was there for like 2 days, and he
Yeah,
said
I'll be there for about 5 days, and we'll
yeah,
do
that's good. That's good. I don't know,
we'll
Buck
do
Troubles. You'll sleep. Yeah, he fell asleep, man. But anyways, guys, thanks for pulling up, man. And I'm gonna do another live. I'm gonna try to have Peso Man on here because I wanted to address the clown behavior, but I didn't want to do it on this one. I kind of wanted to wait till I get like the op. And I was like, man, I know if I have Peso Man, he'll give some good information, and I just want to laugh my ass off. But anyways, guys, you have a good night, and I'll see y'all next week, man.
All right, man.